Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to GamesAid 2024 here from the Whilton Mill International Karting Circuit for another fantastic run through of this charity racing event this year. Really looking forward to getting the racing underway. As you can see in the background, the tricky conditions have certainly arisen very suddenly here at Whilton Mill. My name is Chaz Draycott, your commentator and presenter throughout today's event. Really looking forward to getting this one underway. This is the circuit we're racing at though, 12 turns here at Whilton Mill. A slight different layout to what we had last year for this event with the added chicane at the end of the lap. Certainly really slows things down in that final sector. It's going to make things extra tricky for the drivers. It's another braking zone. It's another opportunity to get back on the power. And of course, it's another overtaking opportunity for everybody involved as well. We've got 22 teams out there for this charity event here today, which is supporting disadvantaged children and young people all across the country. And as you can see, the weather is not on the driver's sides when it comes to tasty conditions. We're going to have a lot of slipping and sliding and spins, as you can see down at turn one. And it's going to be the talk of the day, I think, is who can master these wet conditions and see just how they can at least survive this race. I think survival of the fittest is going to be the talking point as well as this goes on. It's a 2-hour event. The drivers are just out for practice at the minute, and all 23 teams actually out there on the circuit at the moment. We did not have the, I believe we had the Criterion team enter quite late on, but we'll obviously go through the colours and so on of the teams in a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into the studio indoors for a second. You'll see exactly where I'm going to be commentating from today. It's nice and warm in here, actually. It's nice and dry at this point, but we're going to have a little wander. So I'm going to pick up my roaming mic. We're going to go to our roaming camera with Johnny on the camera, and we're going to go for a walk, so bear with me. And let's go on a wander, shall we? Hello, everybody. The conditions outside, as you've just seen there, not easy to deal with whatsoever. It's really slippery, and it literally started raining during the driver's briefing, and it came on very quickly. It's not so cold, to be honest with you. It's nice and warm, actually, out here. It's a little bit humid, but it's heavy raindrops. It's not great for racing. We'll see who we can grab for a chat first, actually, and see. Hello, sir.
Hello.
What's your name, please?
Guillaume.
And are you enjoying yourself out here in the British weather, Guillaume? That's not an accent from round here, that, is it? Are you French?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
What are you making of all of this so far? Is it the first time doing this? Were you here last year?
Yeah, no, I didn't do it, yeah.
Do you find it's a difficult circuit at all? Have you done many laps round here?
No, it will be my first time here.
First time?
Yeah.
Well, best of luck in these conditions. So you enjoy it. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
What team are you representing, by the way?
Criterion.
Criterion?
Yeah.
Smashing, enjoy it. Have a good one. So the Criterion team are here with international driver lineup, it seems. Who else can we speak to? This man.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
My name's Jack. Hi. How's it going?
I'm not bad, thank you. I'm enjoying the rain so far because I know I get to sit down in there and watch you lot. Yeah. What's the whole vibe out here though at the moment with the weather being like this?
It's tense. We've already had one major spin out on his first go, but we're excited. We're ready to go.
And what's it feel like being thrown under the bus like that? What's your name?
I ended up under the bus for most of my time on the race. Yeah, I spent most of my time backwards, actually.
It's not easy, is it? Because you're all on slicks as well. That's one thing we need to remind you of. They are all on slicks, but it's not easy.
You'll do nothing. You won't turn the wheel, you won't press the gas or the brake, and your car will just start to go a different way. Like there's a different route you got to take. You just start to aquaplane, and you can barely keep control.
Do you think it levels the playing field a little bit having conditions like this as opposed to it being dry?
Maybe if the real beginners can take out the experts sideways, maybe. But other than that, no. These guys, you'll see them going around perfect lines. It's like they live in the wet. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, the British drivers, we get that advantage of British weather, don't we?
But we can complain about it as well. Yeah. We can be good, but complain. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I hope it goes well for you, mate. Cheers.
Well, we'll see. Cheers. Thanks.
So a bit of sabotage from one team to the next potentially that could be brought in here. There are, as you can see, we've got all the different coloured T-shirts, which is what we're going to use to identify a lot of the teams today. So they all have their GamesAid branding on and all the GamesAid T-shirts on. So that's what sort of differentiates them all. Obviously, I'm going to be looking at kart numbers because professional commentator and all of that. We'll interview these gentlemen here. Hello. What's your name, sir?
It's David.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah. Do you prefer it raining like this, or would you prefer dry conditions?
Dry.
Yeah. Do you think that it's going to be difficult for everybody, or do you think there's going to be people out here that really know the wet weather better than others?
I mean, we're seeing people out every corner. I think even the most experienced is going to have problems. There is no way you're not going to go out.
And what team is it you're representing today?
It's D3T Northeast.
Well, hope it goes well. Cheers.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff. What's your name, sir?
Chris.
Chris. And who are you representing?
D3T.
D3T as well, yeah?
Yeah, the other team, the better team.
The better team. Oh, so even inter-team rivalries going on. I was just about to say, actually, I imagine there's quite fun between you and all the other squads as well, having a bit of a laugh with each other. It's a good event like that, isn't it?
I mean, the best thing is my brother's racing for a different team.
Oh, no way. Even sibling rivalry as well as just inter-team, yeah? Flipping out. What's it like trying to prepare for something like this? Because it's very unique, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we loved the qualifier. It was awesome. I missed out on it last year, but the other guys came and had a great time, so I was really made up to come this time. And yeah, right now it's treacherous. I think it's going to be absolute carnage. Yeah.
Well, it adds to the fun, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to get going.
Me neither. Look forward to it. Oh, here you go.
My brother is, right?
Yeah, okay, we will interview you, brother. Hello. Are you going just out?
Yeah, I'm just going out.
Are you not nervous then?
No. Love it.
Love it. Fair play. Confident. Enjoy it. Have a good one. As you can see, though, it's a great vibe down here. And to be fair, the rain is actually stopping now at the moment. That's an interesting haircut, sir.
Thank you.
How much did that cost?
Rather hide it with a helmet, thank you.
Who are you representing today?
D3T.
D3T.
Yeah.
There's so many of you lot.
Yeah, 2 teams.
Have you been out yet?
Yeah, I've been out.
Yeah. How did you get on?
Questionable. Yeah, two spins. 2 laps, 2 spins. We'll take that.
Not a bad record at all. Not a bad record.
Better than some currently that are going round, but yeah, it's very wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much for a nice dry day.
I was going to say it was forecast to be lovely, wasn't it? But today it's given up on us.
Yeah, it's not great. It's making things interesting. Should bring everyone a bit closer together, I think.
That's been my question. Do you think it levels the playing field?
For most people, yes. Yeah. For good people, they'll be way out ahead. Yeah. But for the rest of us, it'll keep us spinning. Yeah, it's going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun.
And that's the main thing. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. But as you can tell, the vibe is that it's going to be a fun day. There's so many people all the way down. I mean, all the way down the pit straight, even down into the paddock as well back there, into the pit lane. There's just people absolutely everywhere. People giving us a wave. I wonder if we can speak to anybody. The gentleman here with the large beard, I'm sure was here last year. I can't remember his name though, so don't hate me for it. Hello, sir. I remember you from last year.
Yes.
Are you enjoying yourself as much this year, considering it's already raining?
Yeah. It doesn't like a bit of wet play, it's fine.
Careful. There's a lot of people spinning already.
Yes.
I mean, it's all I can see when I look out there. Do you hope to not join that, or have you already been out there and spinning?
I've already been out, and I found all 360 of the degrees. So I'm an explorer. I like to find my way around.
Exactly. You've got to try and find where the grip is.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not here. It's not on the grass for sure. But But I've explored now. I know.
See, that's the thing. You've got to find out. What about the new layout of the circuit? Obviously, it's different to last year with that chicane at the end. What difference do you find that makes to the lap?
It's hard to tell because I've not driven. I've not had a chance to do it dry, but it's definitely interesting. You definitely curbs your exit speed coming out of there, which I assume was probably the goal. Yeah. But it'd be nice to be able to get the tyres warmed up. Hopefully the track dry out a little and actually be able to kind of get a proper feel for it. But no, I have no objection to an even more interesting track. Yeah.
Why not? Are you confident as a team then, everybody on the same level with this event?
Oh, we'll be in the top dozens. Yeah, I'm certain of it.
I like a realist. Yeah. Great to see you enjoy it.
Oh, thank you very much. You too.
Cheers. We certainly will enjoy it. We will enjoy ourselves. So many people to talk to there, but I mean, as you can see out on the circuit, there's a few drivers having a spin here and there, having a bit of a moment. There's yellow flags waving all over the joint at the moment, but that's what's going to happen. At the end of the day, these are the sort of first familiarisation laps that they've had. The teams all arrived at 12 o'clock. It is now 20 to 2, so they've only been on the circuit for about 15-20 minutes so far, so they have to try and get every driver out there on the circuit, because let's not forget this is a team event. There's going to be 4 drivers in each team, so there's going to be a variation in the pace between those drivers as well. That's one of the interesting things. It's one of the best things about endurance racing, is it's not just down to one driver that's at a consistent pace all the time. You have to take into consideration if you've got a faster driver and a slower driver. You just realise that on paper. You need to try and think strategically about when those drivers are in the kart and who goes in at what point and how that matches up to what other teams might be doing. So because it's such a friendly environment, a lot of the teams may mingle together and they may discuss their strategies. They may give secrets away on who's going to be in the kart and when, and that's what's great about an event like this. You know, everybody, they realise that they're all in it for the same reason. They're all here to have a good time, and obviously in charity as well. You will see there is going to be a link up there. There's going to be a QR code in the top right of your screen, which is for Tiltify, which is where you can donate to the charity as well. Up over there will be a marker for the donation goal, which we've done, and that'll go up to £1,000. And obviously it will fill, and we will exceed that today, won't we? Make sure that you do donate. It's all for a fantastic cause. Like I say, it's all in the interest of supporting underprivileged children and young people all over the country in the light of gaming as well. These are all game development studios, and it's all people that share a common interest, and it's fantastic to have them all together. But it's nippy out here now. Now I've been out here for a bit, it is very, very nippy. We'll carry on walking, shall we? Because we can go back inside soon and talk about practice times and see what times teams are putting down, see who's the quickest so far. I like this gentleman because his shirt matches his hair. Hello, sir.
You all right?
How are you?
Yeah,
do you mind being on screen for a minute?
Yeah, I don't mind.
What's your name, mate?
My name's Joe.
And are you enjoying yourself, Joe?
I'm having a great time. It's really hard out there, though, so very spinny.
I was going to say, have you been out yet?
Yeah, I've just come in, but it's all over the place. It feels like I've got no control, but yeah, it's going to be interesting when it comes to everyone piling into that first corner and just going out all at once.
I was going to say, it's different at the start of the race compared to now, where it's a bit spread out, but when you've got everybody together, it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I've never been here before. I've never driven in the rain, so it's going to be interesting.
I was going to say baptism of fire, but it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoy it, mate. Have a good one.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, what team is it you're representing, sorry?
Grandad, down Grandad Digital Web Agency.
Make sure you don't drive like a grandad then, eh?
Yeah, well, hopefully not.
Have a good one. Smashing. Absolutely smashing. It's great, isn't it? Great atmosphere. The sun's actually coming out now, so I complained a moment ago about it being nippy, but we're actually getting the sun coming out, so it could dry up the circuit quite quickly. It's very flat here at Whilton Mill. It does rise up towards Christmas Corner a little bit, but because of it being flat and there's no sort of anywhere for any of the circuit to hide from the sunshine, it will dry up quite quickly. There will be a drying line over the course of the day. They're all on slick tyres as well. There's no change to any sort of wet tyres in a race like this, or in karting in general. You often find that everybody's just going to be on slicks constantly on these sorts of karts anyway, and obviously Whilton Mill have their wonderful fleet of karts out there for us to all be as even as they can, so it's all the same machinery. So the teams and drivers can't complain about any sort of balance or performance or anything like you hear GT drivers moaning about. The checkered flag is now out for practice, so the session has come to an end. So it won't be long before they all get prepared and, of course, get themselves ready for the race. A 2-hour race. All 4 drivers have to have a stint at some point over the course of the race, so they need to put each driver in at one stage, which, again, is part of the strategy. That's what they've come up with over the course of the race and see how they get on. I'm going to head back inside now, though, and I'm going to sit at my lovely, cosy, warm, dry desk, and we'll get prepared for the race, shall we? We'll head in. But still, it's been great to speak to a bunch of the teams and drivers and everybody around the place, and we'll go back into the office, shall we? We'll let Johnny in as well, our cameraman. He's in. And here we go, one more interview. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Tom.
And are you enjoying yourself, Tom?
I'm having a great time, yeah. I've been spinning around loads. It's been fun.
Everyone seems to be doing a bit of the same thing. Everyone's spinning around quite a bit, but it adds to the fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, get it done in the practice, I think, and then stay on the black stuff for the race.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck, mate.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Smash him. Right then, I'm going to head back over to my desk. Look, there's me. Wonderful. This is James, our producer. He's the one, if everything goes wrong, you can blame him. And if anyone gets us in trouble or talks rubbish today, you can blame me. So I'm going to don the headset. We'll cut back to some lovely pictures from outside, and we'll catch you in a sec. And as you can see, still difficulty out there for some drivers and some teams. It's not going to be easy, this, at all. It's not going to dry out quickly. And of course, they've got now a few minutes before the race will get underway. What they're going to do is just form the grid up on the back straight just before the final couple of corners, and then they'll get everyone prepared for the race to get underway. So they're going to have a rolling start 2 by 2 from the final couple of corners, and then the flag will drop, the lights will go out, and we'll be underway. Thanks very much to Matt Hoyland for the top donation so far, £25 getting us off the mark. Don't forget that QR code in the top right of your screen will take you directly to a donation link where you can donate on Tiltify and help us raise that £1,000 goal that you see in the top left of your screen. A driver there having to do the walk of shame, unfortunately, back over to the paddock, either away from the car or back towards it if it's beached on the grass. But as we heard earlier on, the grass is not the place you want to be. There's no grip out there, apparently. But there is the grid all forming up on the back straight now. Marshall's waving the red flag just to bring everybody to a halt. Thanks again to all the marshals and everybody out there that will be making this event run as smoothly as possible over the course of today. Thanks to everyone involved. It's fantastic to be a part of this once again. Now, these carts don't have clutches on them, which is interesting, which makes it even more of a talent to be able to store one, funnily enough. There you can see the number, I believe it was the number 34 machine making its way around. That's Electric Square 1. So some of the studios have 2 teams over the course of this event, so you'll hear me mentioning the numbers 1, 2, and even 3 actually for Bulkhead. Bulkhead, very selfish, taking up 3 entries with carts numbers 19, 13 and 27. We have a big range of all the different studios and teams where they have... I'm not sure how the numbers have been allocated, whether it's down to their previous qualifications or not. But we'll find that out as we go on. Hello, everybody that is in the YouTube chat for the live stream as well. I do see you there. Hope you're all looking forward to enjoying the action this afternoon. As you can see, all the drivers now instructed to leave their carts. They're going to get fueled up and made sure they're all set up ready for the race now that practice is over. And obviously now that everyone has come to a stop, it is safer for them to get out and then head back across the circuit. The race itself is going to be 2 hours long. And like I said, all 4 drivers need to do at least 1 stint over the course of that race. So they'll be in for about half an hour each. Doesn't sound like a massive amount of time, but in these carts, you really have to be gripping on tightly, especially in the wet conditions as well. You need to be really careful with your inputs, not just on the pedals, but of course on the wheel itself. Everybody now gathering around for a final moment before the race gets underway. That's where the carts were assembled in the pit lane earlier on. It's great to see all the different coloured shirts as well out there, which is the key identifier for what we're going to be able to see from one team to the next. Obviously, there will be cart numbers as well, which we'll be mentioning over the course of the day. The sun is trying to break through still at this point, but it's not really warm enough yet for it to start drying out the circuit. The main drying of any sort of dry line will be from the actual carts and any heat or temperature they can put through the tarmac itself from the tyres, all depending on how hard everybody pushes. The result from the practice session that's just happened, though, was the Maverick team in cart number 20. They were fastest with a 1:30.386. They were nearly 0.4 of a second quicker than Runner Duck, which is the number 33 cart, but then they themselves had over 2 seconds back to Space Ape Games in 3rd position. We then had Be Different 1 in 4th place, and then Criterion in 5th position. I'm going to cut back to the studio very quickly and show you that we have a lovely assortment here of hats which are going to be used over the course of the broadcast. They are phenomenal. There was even sorry, I should hold the microphone to my mouth, shouldn't I? There's even a koala one, which I can't demonstrate at this point because I'm too vain about my hair. But we are going to take donations of £50 over the course of the stream, and you can then nominate, if you know anybody that's racing out there or any of the studios or a particular team that's on one of our entry lists or that you can see on the timing on the left-hand side of the screen, it'll be up here somewhere as the race goes on, then you can nominate one of those teams or a driver, anybody that you know, to wear a hat for either the remainder or until somebody nominates one of those hats to be worn. There's a horse, there's a koala, there's a rabbit, a giraffe as well. The giraffe one's fantastic. Really sticks out the top of the hat. To be fair, I might end up wearing it as well, actually, over the course of it. You can nominate me to wear it. I will have a headset on over the course of the broadcast, so you may not see it, but I'm sure Johnny, our cameraman, will enjoy having that on screen, and so will James as well. He likes to make an idiot of me on these things. But it's all in the name of charity, and it's all in the name of good fun, so I'm up for it. Just make sure that you donate with that QR code that's up there in the top right of your screen, and obviously we'll keep an eye on that when it comes in, and we'll try and do what we can. The drivers and teams are now making their way back over to the karts, though, to start the race. They've obviously nominated the drivers that will be taking the start of the race, so they'll be forming up on the grid in the next few minutes and get ready to go themselves for 2 hours here around Whilton Mill. It's not going to be easy in these conditions at all, so I know there's going to be a lot of teams that really do hope that it dries out quite quickly. There's no rain falling at the moment. Like I've just said, the sun is sort of breaking through. Not sure how quickly the track's going to dry out, though. There's going to be a few that really take on the racing lines around here. Don't think there's going to be many teams that that fully know where the racing lines are around this track. But as you see, the teams now getting their first drivers, or the drivers that will be doing the opening stint in the karts. And there's so many of their team members now all sort of forming up on the pit wall as well. They've all been given these signal boards to tell the other drivers when to come in to the pit lane and have a driver change, or I'm not sure if they'll need fuel much throughout the race. I think there is a mandatory amount of stops that they'll have to do anyway, so we'll see how they get on there. We will have people in as well for an interview as the race goes on. There will be people joining me in the studio here to have a chat. And there is our grid all formed up. Just to completely run through the top 10 of practice earlier on, it was Furious B in 6th position, D3T Northwest were in 7th, Tanglewood in 8th, Grandad Digital in 9th position, and completing the top 10 was MLC. They did their best lap just at the end of the session. The whole field was separated by nearly half a minute, though. The Lively team, not to throw them under the bus, Lively team set the slowest time over the course of practice in kart number 6. It seems like the lap itself lived up to the name of Lively as well, doesn't it? We'll keep our eye out on all the shirt colours and kart numbers as well as things go on. The grid is now getting formed. It's the number 25 kart that starts on the inside line there by the look of it. That's Red Kite, number 25. One of the karts being driven off there. I'm not quite sure if that's coming into the pits to be either replaced or have something done, but either that or the marshals just decided to jump the start. With them on the front row is number 4. That's Space Ape Games. He'll be joining them on the front row of the grid. Make sure you do get your donations in. You'll get a lovely little banner in the top right. You can also try and beat Matt Hoyland's donation as well. He's got the top donation at the moment of £25. Anything you can give will be massively appreciated. Like we say, this event all in the aim of charity. And we're looking forward to seeing what you can all produce for us as this goes on. Like I mentioned, there is a seat full of hats next to me, ready to be donned by any of these wonderful team members out there. Stuart Rice donating £10. Thank you very much, Stuart. Much appreciated. Oh, and Stuart is actually our camera operator, which is up there at Christmas Corner at the top end of the circuit. This is his view at the moment. Thank you very much, Stuart. Much appreciated. He's got a fantastic view for the day as well, so that's worth a tenner, isn't it? We've got waves from team members down there on the pit wall. The teams will be getting together now and forming a plan for what the race has in store for them and how they want to approach it. Looking forward to seeing how this all unfolds as the time goes on. Obviously, fatigue will set in for some of the drivers at certain parts of the stint. It's not easy to keep an eye on things like this for that long. when you're out there on the circuit as well, you can feel like you're very much out there on your own sometimes in a race like this. No comms between the pit wall or anything, and here we are then. So the karts that were being driven off are actually forming up on the grid now, so that was just like a dummy grid, so to speak, earlier on. I believe we will be... I thought we were having a rolling start for this one, but we may end up with a standing start from the start-finish line here, just down in front of us where we're broadcasting from. The lights on the gantry will go out and then they will all head away. That's kart number 8 making it up. That's the D3T team. I've been told that kart number 5 has changed to kart number 15. That was potentially the one that was driven off a little bit earlier. That's the Sumo 1 team. Thank you very much for the information on that. So Sumo 1 have a new kart to their name for the start of the race. Everybody will be forming up bit by bit now. It seems like on the front row, the driver on the inside line there seemingly confused about something. Not quite sure which kart number that was. I'm not sure whether that was Sumo 2 or not. There's a number 3 on that board. But it could be either one of the bulkhead teams or it could be number 23 actually, which is one of the D3T teams as well. That's the Northeast team. Our camera up, Johnny is getting amongst it down there on the pit wall. There's, oh, the kart that was on pole position is now driven away for just a moment. I think will be replaced. There's kart number 33 making its way in. That's Runner Duck. Pushed back onto their grid slot. You can see the back of number 24 there. That's Grandad Digital. As the next few rows will be formed up. Still a number of karts left to go. Like I said, 23 teams for this event. So a decent sized grid for this one. There's always somebody to race with for everyone out there. Now let's see whether we can try and beat £100 before the start of the race, shall we, everybody? Get some donations in and see whether we can get that graph to very satisfyingly fill up to over 100 before we get the start of the race underway, eh? Get this 2-hour race underway with more than 10%, I think would be a fantastic start. You can see some of the team members there getting a fantastic view from up on the balcony, up on the terrace, just outside of the lovely restaurant that they have here at Whilton Mill. It's a great venue for this sort of event as well. It's a lovely, lovely circuit, and like I've said, a newer layout for this year as well, with a chicane as the final corner. It almost turns it into a hairpin, really. It's that tighter left-hander before the final right. And as you can see now, the grid forming up much stronger. We've got number 13, that's the bulkhead number 2 team, right next to bulkhead number 1, actually. So 2 teams from the same studio alongside each other on that row of the grid. Then kart number 15 joins them as well. That's the Sumo 1 kart that we mentioned earlier on. Thank you to Lizzie B for £50 donation. Much appreciated. And Adam Kirali as well, £25 given. So there we go, £100 already completed, 10% of the goal before the race gets underway. Thank you very much, everybody. Well done indeed. Really do appreciate your donations. And we look forward to seeing how quickly we can get to that £1,000 mark. That graph in the top left will be green by the end of the race, I'm telling you now. Very, very generous stuff. Really do appreciate it, everyone. And it's all smiles down there in the pit lane at the moment, or at least on the pit wall. Smiles and thumbs up at least from everybody. We'll see whether that's the same if it rains again a little bit later. Doesn't look like there's any rain coming down at the moment. I do have the benefit of looking out the window at everybody and giving even them a wave as well. But I can see all the puddles on the ground and stuff and check whether there is any rain coming down. Yoshi, thank you very much, donating £100 to charity. Very, very well done indeed. Thank you very, very much. Tomo donating £5 as well. Thank you very much indeed. Already up to £215 of our £1,000 goal before we get underway. That's excellent stuff. Certainly worth a thumbs up from everybody in the grid, but I doubt they can hear me. So visors down and watch for the lights. The gantry will come on now, and we're about to get the main race of GamesAid 2024 underway. The karts hop off the line and away they go. It's the Maverick team that were leading us down towards turn 1, but I think Runner Duck might have got the better of them there. Kart number 33 trying to get by them. There's bags of understeer through the first corner, almost 4 wide in the middle there. There's a big pack of them a bit further back, I think just outside of the top 10. Seemed like everybody made it round there without a spin. The inside line then held by, I believe, Kart 29. That's the Criterion team that made a very solid start up into second place. Oh, there's a big lock up there into Christmas corner. Somebody going completely straight on, floating sideways on the exit. And we've got a spin in the middle of the pack, and there's a big check up at the back. There's a few teams involved there on the exit of Christmas corner. Just a little bit of contact knocked one of them one way, then the other. We've had another donation as well. Carl and Amy donating £20. Charlotte from Electric Square donating £10. We've had an anonymous £10 donation coming as well. So we're already a quarter of the way there. £255 down and 1 minute of the race already done. But looking at it then, it's the Maverick team that started at the very front. We'll wait till they cross the line though and see who comes up next. That's when the timing loop updates. They're into the final sector of the lap already. As, the number 19 and 13 karts off there. That is Bulkhead 1 and Bulkhead 2, so not a great time for Bulkhead. There's the new final chicane then. As they come out of Pitts Bend, look at the weight transfer as the kart goes one way, then the other. The kart's stuck on the grass there, can't quite get going. And it's Space Ape Games that have the lead by nearly a second at the moment to Criterion, then Maverick, then Runner Duck and Furious B. Completing the top 5. Lily Cox with a donation of £10. Thank you very much indeed. Tia Mooney from Space Ape, £25 donated, already up to £290. I've had a track limits warning already from the Be Different team, and they certainly are being different already. Getting a track limits warning in the very first lap of the race. That's a top honour, I'd say. There they are on our screen now, actually. Down the inside into Christmas corner. Making an overtake there on, I believe, the number 12 MLC machine. You've got Electric Square 1 in there as well. A few teams all together on that part of the circuit. Look at how hesitant they have to be into the hairpin there, because the karts will understeer, and then as soon as you try and get on the power on exit, they'll oversteer again. You'll see the driver soaring at the wheel, and there's a spin for the white-shirted team. I think that's the Be Different squad. Or Be Different 1 anyway. Be Different 2 are in a tie-dye rainbow shirt for this event. I'm going to have to try and keep my eye on the colours. There's, the number 24 machine around. We've had another £50 donation from Connor Quali. Thank you very much, Connor. £50 donated. Rob donating £1 as well. That means we're up to £341 already in the first 3 minutes. Thank you so much, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Top donation so far by Yoshi, £100. Very generous indeed. Fastest lap of the race then, done by Criterion. And that time is a 1:26.2. They've already got a 2.1 second lead. And there's the number 4 kart side by side. That's Space Ape Games and Tanglewood. Hopefully they don't get tangled together. As you can see the sudden oversteer of the karts there. As they go through Christmas corner, suddenly it breaks away. There's kart number 31, Big Farmer. Not quite farming at the moment, they're not off in the grass yet. That may come later on though if the conditions change. There's a spin right in front of us there. Big old spin. I think that might have been the Tanglewood team. Kart number 9 having a little bit of a spin there. 12.6 seconds off the top spot currently. It seems like that gap will increase the next time they cross the line. And there's a spin on screen as well. Which shade of green is that? There's many shades of green out there for this one. That's the number 31. That is Big Farmer again, actually. Bottle green, that one's known as. Now that I can tell you is Static Grey from the Electric Square team. You can see, look at them floating sideways, the number 10 machine, making it look brilliant there. That's Lucid 2, look at that. Great control. Now that, to me, Kart 29 for Criterion is not only somebody that's got their own helmet design, known as a show-off, but somebody that knows what they're doing. You can see their inputs, very aggressive, sudden input to turn in. Look at how hard they saw the wheel in. So you initially give all the lock in the world to point the kart in, get whatever grip you can, and then deal with the slide on the exit, deal with the consequences, That's how you want to be racing these karts in the wet. They're going to come across a bit of an obstacle here. That's the number 31 machine trying to recover back onto the circuit. That is our race leader that you look at right now. You can see the confidence, you can see how calm they are behind the wheel, but look at the amount of lock they put on to try and get that kart turned into each and every corner. Criterion continue to lead, taking a wider line there on what would be the wet line on that part of the circuit. It's Criterion, then Maverick, I should say. Runner Duck next up, then Space 8 Games, and then Tanglewood next. Great kart control here from the number 29 machine. Look at that. Look at the oversteer. It's great to watch. The kart's just floating around the circuit. This final chicane not easy to get right at all. Love to speak to the driver of this machine a little bit later on when they've completed their stint to see if it's something they've done before around this place, because they certainly know it well. 1 minute 24.1. Fastest lap of the race now. You can see the wonderful view from up there on the terrace at the top. There's kart number 22. That's the Lucid 1 team. They've dropped 5 positions on that lap, so I'm not sure if they've had some sort of spin or a drama somewhere. And they're floating very, very sideways. Can't quite tell what number that kart was. The number 19 machine just got going again. That's one of the Bulkhead teams. Bulkhead number 1. They've just recovered. There's a good scrap going on here into the final chicane. A little bit of understeer there and a bit of a check-up for the 23 machine. And then big splash of oversteer on the exit as well as they clip the curb. That's the D3T Northeast team. Bit of hesitation there from kart 25 through the first couple of corners. Look at the understeer there. That's the Red Kite team. This is the battle for 13th, 14th and 15th, because they've got Sumo 1 just behind them there, up towards Christmas Corner. Driver of the Sumo machine hesitant on the way in, just making sure they're not overdoing it at the moment. We've got a picture-in-picture there of another driver recovering just ahead of where those guys are actually on the track. Then into the hairpin once again. There's a big spin. That is a big old spin. That's the number 23 machine around. That's the D3T kart. Losing the position to Sumo 1. And it is no longer kart 15, P15. Or is that them? Is that them off the circuit as well? There's another kart that's had a spin around the same part of the circuit. Is it the number 15? I'm pretty sure that it is. Yes, it is. Sumo 1 having a spin in sympathy not long after. So they give the position straight back. And another spin for the Sumo 1 machine. Bit of an untidy lap here and then losing a position. I think that is. Was that the Lucid team going through? Team number 22. Yes. Lucid, sorry. No, it was Lucid 2 going by. That, I think, was kart number 10. Trying to get the colours and the numbers all matched up here at my end. We've got Dan Het with a £20 donation. We've got Daisy as well giving another £10 in, so we're already up to £371 at the moment. That there is one of the marshals entering the circuit, I believe, in what looked like the number 16 kart making its way onto the track. I'm not quite sure if someone's stranded and they need a little bit of assistance. But just in case you're wondering that somebody else was flying onto the circuit from a different direction there, that's one of the marshals making their way on. There is kart number 7, which is Furious B. Of course, they've gone for the yellow and black shirts. There's a contact warning for Red Kite at the moment, kart 25. Look at the oversteer there from the number 7 machine. There's the number 19, not quite going in the right direction. Oh, and joining them in sympathy as well. A spin there for the number 27 machine. Number 27 is Bulkhead 3, one of their 3 teams out there. Quick wave and a thanks and see you in a bit. From the fellow spinning driver. MLC and D3T now gaining positions as well. Lucid 1 have just flown up the order in the number 28 kart. Not quite sure how they've done that in one individual lap. I'll look at the times. It says they did a 1:36 and the karts around them all did 1:29s, 1:27s. So I'm not quite sure how they've done that there, whether they've had to sort of rejoin the circuit or something and it's confused the timing slightly. We've got a black flag for the number 22 car, which is the Lucid 1 team. Not quite sure why they've received that. Not had any message through from race control as to why that's come about as well. There's a spin for the 19 just in front of the other kart that was going by. That's Bulkhead 1 again. There's another spin joining them. That's 31. That's Big Farmer. Oh, now there's a traffic jam on the back straight there. It wasn't quite that bad on the M6 on the way down here earlier on. You can see there's a group of them all together here, and we just saw there a little example of one of the most difficult things in karting is knowing exactly who's going to try and send a move down the inside of you. There's no visibility behind, there's no mirrors on these things. You have to just trust that you can turn into the corner. Even a shake of the head there from the driver of Sumo 2, as if to say, what are you doing? Why are you putting your nose down the inside there? Don't bother at that point. But it is one of the most difficult things in karting. You will get contact here and there because there will be somebody that wants to make a move down the inside, and you won't be able to always watch behind you. Bunch of karts coming through the final corner now to make their way back onto the start-finish straight. 7 laps completed by our race leaders at the moment, which is Criterion. Oh, there's a bit of a moment at the end of the straight. That's the number 24 machine recovering. Kart 24 is Grandad Digital. I said to him earlier, don't drive like a Grandad. It seems like they've had some sort of issue there. The Be Different team have gained a place on them as a result of that. Here's karts 19, 23 and then 24 as Grandad Digital catch back up. Kart 19 is Bulkhead 1, but they're a lap down on these teams as well. You can't take any chances on who you're battling with. You have to just crack on where you can. The race leader was just coming through there as well, actually. The Criterion team joining them on that part of the circuit. So many overtakes going on though. So hard to know where everybody's at. There's the number 9 machine, Tanglewood. They've just come out the first couple of corners. On my timing screen it says they're in the pit lane, but it's definitely not the case. We can see them out there on the circuit at the moment. Just in front of them is the number 13 car. That's another one of the Tanglewood karts. Lucid 2 having a spin down there at the right-hand hairpin. We've had another donation. Sophie Reed, thank you very much. £25 came in just earlier. £396 already of the £1,000 goal. We're absolutely flying up to that already, and we're not even 15 minutes into the race. So thank you very much for everybody that's donated so far. Really do appreciate it. QR code in the top right of your screen in case you were wondering how to chuck a donation in. Get yourself on the screen, get yourself on the stream. Good battle here, side by side. I think for a moment there was karts 31. I think it was the 27 machine with them. I think this gentleman thinks we can hear him. I can't hear him anyway. I'm not sure if you guys can.
Well done. Well done, DPT Northwest, and just good luck to everybody else. Good luck. No. Okay, well, the list says no luck to everybody else, so, you know, take from that what you will.
We'll get him a job, James. We'll get him a job. He's a better presenter than me. Criterion have a 15-second lead right now. They are absolutely flying at the front of the pack. Last lap was a 1 minute 22.2, although I say that actually, the Maverick team in second place are about half a tenth of a second quicker than them on that last lap, so they've been able to at least match the pace. The rest of the teams behind are doing 124s. There's a 121.1 coming from Space 8 Games on lap 8. They're now just completing their 9th lap of the race. They've done a 121.3. Fastest lap of the race, though, has apparently gone to Lucid 1, so they're flying now a 118.665. It's gone back to Criterion with a 117.0, though. So the circuit definitely getting quicker at the moment. Small team members making their way over to the pit wall. Here's a battle between karts 25 and 3. Kart 25 is the Red Kite team. They've been overtaken by Sumo 2 on the previous lap, and now they've gone back the other way. Be Different are continuing to live up to their names as we've got a spin for the 25. Not quite sure if they were shaking their head at somebody else there or themselves. But the Be Different team have got a black flag now, so they're standing out. Oh, sorry, it's a track limits warning. It's actually come through as on the timing. I think my timing... No, it is a black flag for Be Different 1. My timing screen isn't cycling through all the warnings at the minute. They got a track limits warning earlier on, which is what's showing up at the moment. But Criterion open up that gap on the previous lap, 1.8 seconds quicker than the team in second position. There's the gentleman we spoke to just earlier on as well. There is the black flag for kart number 11. The Be Different one. Georgina Allen with a £25 donation. Thank you very much. £421 raised now, as you can see in the top left of the screen. As well, it's a thumbs up there, but that's not quite the way you want to be facing. That's kart 27 recovering back to the circuit. That's bulkhead 3. We've got a black flag for Electric Square 1 as well, kart number 34. They're in 5th place at the moment, so they were going well. We've got personal bests coming in from so many teams. It's just getting quicker and quicker out there. There is a dry line forming, actually. You can see a lot of it around the circuit. It's slightly lighter on the racing line, but what that means is that you've got to be even more careful about going onto the wet part of the circuit and overdoing it and having a spin. There's a great battle on our screens now. Karts 4 and 33 side by side. Space Ape Games waving them through. Sorry, Runner Duck waving through Space Ape Games, actually, to say, nope, after you. Good bit of cooperation there. There's another spin. That's kart 28, a shake of the head, quick wipe of the visor, and it goes back down. That's Lucid 1, one of the quickest drivers out there previously. A 1:17.1 their best lap. A 1:14.0 from our race leaders. Absolutely on a mission now. A good 1.7 seconds quicker than anybody else's fast lap on the 12th lap of the race. There's a move down the inside into the final sector, and again you see the difficulty with not having that peripheral vision behind. No mirrors. They've gone for a lovely cutback down the inside, but it doesn't quite work this time round. Into the chicane once more. That, I think, is the Runner Duck team as well. Kart 33 it is. And they have just been unlapped anyway from kart number 19. That's the Bulkhead 1 team, hoping to make up a little bit more ground and get back up into the fight. Space Ape Games now have the fastest lap of the race, a 1:13.8. So the fastest lap falls by another 0.2 of a second. Got the K-Pope fan club donating £10. Thank you very much. Much appreciated indeed. Now up to £431 already. Just over 17 minutes of this 2-hour race complete so far. And we are nearly at 50% of our goal, which is fantastic to see. Thanks very much for your generosity, everybody. What we're quickly going to do after Anonymous donates £10 is we're going to quickly go to an advert, and I'm going to go for a walk in just a second, so I'll catch you in a moment.
I'm in a hospital and I'm going to tell you about my life. Let's go. This one wouldn't go up.
What are we doing today?
Well, we're going to talk about my cancer life. Here we are. It was very hard when I got my nose thing because it felt weird in my stomach. I couldn't handle it. Let's keep going. Uncomfy. When it all started, I had to get surgery. I'm sure you all got it once, and that's called a tumor. It's some sort of bug in your belly, and it's something from the cancer. I got it once. It's all gone now, so don't worry about getting it. Bye.
So we're back outside now, and I can tell you it's much nicer than it was before. It's still very British, it's still very cloudy and windy, but it's definitely not as bad as it was. The circuit's drying out a bit, even the pit lane's dried out a bit, and that's not actually had carts driving over it during this time. You can see even from here that there's a bit of a drier line on the circuit where they cut from left to right down the start-finish straight, so conditions are definitely changing on the track, and we saw that based on the lap times. You know, they started the race doing 1:22s. There was now 1:13.8s coming in earlier on, so the time has definitely got quicker indeed. There's a number of teams all still filling the pit wall, keeping an eye on their team and their teammates and their progress. We'll catch a chat with this gentleman. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Riley, mate. What's yours?
Chaz. I hope they'd know that by now, but they're going to get fed up of me over these 2 hours. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, loving it, mate. It's ace. Yeah, the track's a bit wet. Other than that, we're all good. Everything's fine. Yeah.
What team is it you're representing here? Because there's about 9 different shades of not quite white.
Exactly, yeah. We're Lucid 2. So here in the black we got Lucid 1, and yeah, we're in Lucid 2 here. And small things to try and identify our team, because like you said, we've got the same t-shirt as about 4 other teams. His hood's coming in handy to point out which one he is, but as for everyone else, it's quite difficult. But yeah, our team's doing okay. It's just the occasional spin out because of the weather, you know, the corners. It's real easy to lose your grip when it's wet.
I was going to say, it's been drying out a little bit. There's a dry line forming, but as soon as you deviate from that the tiniest bit, you're in no man's land, aren't you?
Exactly. I'm up next, so I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit drier by then, but we'll see. Hopefully it's drying up. We think it is, because we've been keeping an eye on the times, and they're slowly getting quicker and quicker. Either they're getting used to the wet on the track, or it's drying up. It's got to be one of the two, maybe a bit of both, so yeah.
I was going to ask if Lucid one of your nearest rivals, or is there any other teams that you're keeping your eye on?
No, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? We're not being competitive, not at all.
Not one bit, no, you're not allowed.
I just wait, no.
What's the strategy after you then? Who's in next?
So I'm going to come on and refuel at we were going to do it at the 1 hour mark, but we've got a feeling a lot of people are going to be doing that, so I don't want to get involved in a queue, so I think maybe 10 to, something like that. Come in, refuel. I'm going to swap over with Sophie here. She's going on 3rd. And then Pablo's going to bring us home, hopefully.
You've got the hard job then. You've got the one of bringing home the honour.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's I remember last year I started instead of finishing, so it's a big nice change of plan.
And what do you think it's like in terms of a mindset later on in the race? Do you think there's more pressure on that than starting the race, or do you think it's the other way around?
I mean, the start is definitely a lot more chaotic because everybody's together, and if someone spins out, then it all goes crazy. I think the last one is obviously quite fun because you get to see the checkered flag and all that, and get out of the cart. But we'll see. We're a bit behind, so it's gonna be a bit difficult to get ahead.
Well, a lot can change in 2 hours. It can only take like 1 lap for it all to change. So best of luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Smashing. Well, thank you very much to Lucid 2. Thank you very much indeed. Shall we try and get a word with Lucid 1? Shall we speak to Lucid 1, see if we get a word from them? Can we have a chat with Lucid 1? Who are we going to have a chat with? Sure. Them lot say you're slow.
Oh, really? You're saying we're slow?
When you came into this, did you have an idea if one team was going to beat the other, or was it just a case of just take the mick until...
Weighted, so, you know, the faster drivers with an A and the slower ones with an B, but, you know, everyone's quite quick, so, you know, it's one of those, they qualify quicker than us, you know, so they're pretty good. But, hey.
I was going to say, was there a reason that you were Lucid 1 and they were Lucid 2?
Not really, no, it's just arbitrary, yeah.
I'm just really trying to stir the pot here, to be honest with you. Have the conditions caught any of you out so far? Have you just been in... Yeah?
The practice was pretty rough, everyone was spinning out. So we're quite glad it's dried up now, because it looks like the carts are able to get more grip on the corners, so we're going to hope it stays that way, I guess.
Have you found any particular part of the circuit is more of a challenge than the rest of it? Any particular corners catching you out?
Second corner for me, but I was out when it was heavens are opening. But looks like the track's drying up now, so should make for some interesting racing later on, I think.
Yeah,
definitely.
It dries out, isn't it? That's the main thing. But that new corner as well, it's you know, it's catching us out as well. Obviously, we were here last year, and it's. Yeah, it's just a bit different, but it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Well, we hope you enjoy it, guys. Thank you very much for chatting to us. Cheers. Lovely, absolutely lovely. So Lucid 1 and Lucid 2 battling against one another to try and differentiate. They've got very, very different shirts. I wonder who else we can have a chat with down the wall. I do this thing where I'm trying to catch people's eye contact, so when you walk along there, because they sort of look at you as if to say, oh no, that idiot with a microphone's walking towards me. We'll speak to the yellow team, because I believe this is Furious B, and we'll see how furious they are so far, see if the sting's been taken out of the tail. Am I mistaken in thinking you're the Furious B team?
Yep.
I am mistaken. All right, we'll go then. We'll go. No, you are furious with me. What's your name, Sunshine?
I'm Scott.
Nice to meet you, Scott. I'm Chaz. I hope you're enjoying yourself so far, because this looks tough.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's very difficult out there. It's super slippy.
Have you had your stint yet, or are you no?
No, I'll be going in like 5 minutes. But the practice was very difficult.
Yeah. I was going to say the circuit's a lot different now to how it was then, though. So what are you expecting when you head back out?
I just hope to stay on track, to be honest. Yeah. Especially around that chicane. It's like there's no grip. Yeah, the other guys are faster than me, so I'll just don't spin it. I should do all right.
It's all about having fun, innit?
Yeah. Exactly.
What do you make of the new part of the track? Because it's very different to how it was last year, because last time round everyone was just flat through the final corner and keeping it pinned, but this year it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I think you're probably better asking the other guys. I only did 1.5 laps. Oh. Basically, so I'll let you know afterwards, yeah.
We'll try and find you when you've done it. Well, I hope your stint goes well, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Nice one. You've got to love the brutal honesty, haven't you? Got to love the brutal honesty, but you can definitely see even from here, there's more of a sheen down the closer side of the circuit now where it's still wet. There's still a lot of moisture on that part of the track, but there really is a drying line forming now. I'm intrigued to head back inside and see what the lap times are like. But you can see a bit of a pace difference here. That's the number 4 kart flying by. They were making great progress up the order a little bit earlier on. We saw them overtake kart number 33. I think they're just coming through now, actually, the number 33 machine. We've got a kart coming out of the pit lane as well. That's the number 19. That's one of the bulkhead teams. We've got a bunch of them all out on circuit. I'm going to wrap it up out here, though, and we're going to head back inside, and we'll continue commentating in just a sec. But it's definitely drier out here now, much, much quicker on the circuit. So I've made it back inside as we have a little bit of argy-bargy there between the number 25 and 19 karts. That's Draycott and Bulkhead 1 side by side through the final corner. I rejoin you with a bit of a public service announcement for Rob Rowley, who apparently owes us £9 because it's really annoying us that we've not got a round number now in our total. So, Rob, we know you're there at the last corner. If you could donate £9, mate, that would be brilliant. The fastest lap of the race has just come down to a 1:03.4 for Criterion. So I walk outside for 5 minutes, have a bit of a chin wag, and all of a sudden there's nearly 10 seconds shaved off the lap times. It's remarkable how quickly the circuit is changing. Really, really quick times coming in now. So it does show you how that development has suddenly ramped up loads. We now have an hour and 32 minutes left of the race. These are the markers and the boards that I mentioned earlier that you'll see the teams carrying. They hold them out on the pit wall with their numbers on, and it tells them when to bring a driver in for a pit stop. As you heard earlier, they will have to refuel during the race, so they have to do it at one point. They're all just trying to come up with when they want that done, basically. Some of the teams know that a lot of the others will just pick the 1 hour mark at the halfway point as a point to do that. It seems like the obvious choice for a few, so some are trying to avoid that. Stuart Pentelow, by the way, thank you again for £10 donated, as you can see in the top right corner. Here is a driver change example for you. This is the number 9 machine, Tanglewood. One driver out, one driver in. Get yourself comfy, and out you go. It's as simple as that. That's when they don't refuel the kart. I believe they have to be stood outside of the kart for it to be refueled as well, just out of safety. A little bit of contact there between the number 17, which, wow, is absolutely pushing like mad. That's kart number 31 that's joining them on the circuit. That's Big Farmer. We've got kart number 9 on our screens now, just coming into Christmas Corner. That is the Tanglewood kart that's just come back out on the circuit after their pit stop. Kart 32 is the Criterion, or was going to be the Criterion machine, actually. They're in kart 29, as you can see. Can't believe that's the first time I've noticed that it's different on my entry list, but still. We've got that fixed now. Easily done. Space Ape Games have the fastest lap of the race. Did a 1:03.3 on that previous circulation, just 1/10 of a second quicker than Criterion's previous fastest lap. There's a bit of side-by-side action there between kart number 8, that's the D3T Northwest team. A lap down on the race leaders already, and they were fighting with kart number 15 there. Kart 15 is Sumo 1, they're a lap down on them at this point. A couple of laps down on them actually, I think 2 or 3 laps down on that particular kart, but look how many overtakes are going on here all over the circuit. Everybody's got somebody to fight with out there on track, which is great to see. This here is Tanglewood, their driver, clearly very confident through turns 1 and 2. They've got the B Different 2 team just behind them. Back into the pit lane we go for some more driver changes. Kart number 8, one driver out. Seat insert comes out as well. Bit of teamwork there to try and get out as quickly as possible. Fantastic course of entertainment for them all. Let's look at the Tanglewood driver there, really lobbing it through the hairpin. That curb on the outside is very uncomfortable, I can tell you that for free. The number 2 machine holding on there ahead of kart 32. They've put their nose down the inside, and there is a little bit of contact through the left-hander. Again, that comes down to not being quite able to see completely over your shoulder at all times. Kart 32 out there is Lively, and they were originally kart number 6, so that's another number change that we've got to keep track of there. Another driver swap going on. They're all good to go. Quick nod to the marshal. And kart 16 heads back out onto the circuit. That was Electric Square 1 that's just made their way out. And that is a driver off at Ashby. Not quite sure if they've fully gone in the barriers there, but they've gone a long way off on the grass. Marshall's having a good old debrief with them. Because he has to push him all the way back for them to get some momentum to get back on the circuit. And it's the number 10 kart that's been pushed back on. And that is Lucid 2. Maybe a bit of commentator's curse as I spoke to them earlier. There's a great gaggle of karts all together here. Kart 13 heading up towards us. Unlucky for some, but clearly not for the team in control of it. Criterion lead the race by nearly, well, over half a minute now. And they were just making their way through that pack. A quick hands up to say thank you. Lap traffic important at this stage as well, as you're always overtaking somebody. Another £5 comes in. That's a hand up to not quite say thank you. That's our race leader. There's the number 2 machine in the they're being refueled actually. That's the part of the pit lane where you get refueled. That's the part of the circuit where you spin if you're the number 19 machine. Bulkhead 1 having a spin. Getting back on with it. No traffic anywhere. Quick punch of the wheel as well to show the disapproval of that moment. There was another car off the road there for a second as well. Now, who was this that was just in front of our race leaders earlier? I think that was kart 33, Runner Duck. They're now a lap down on our race leaders. There's kart number 3 down the inside into Christmas Corner. So many battles all over the circuit. This is Sumo 2 looking this way and that way, trying to figure out where the kart behind is trying to make a move. There's a pit stop for number 20, which is Maverick. Team that started right near the front of the grid. It's all running wide there. That's the Sumo 2 machine making a mistake through the left-hander. We're a quarter of the way through the race already. I can't believe it's gone that quickly, to be honest with you. £476 raised so far. Thank you very much to Alexander Van Luypen for £25, the latest donation to come in. Still the top donation by Yoshi is £100. And Rob, we're still waiting for that £9, sunshine. Here's kart number 2, that's Be Different. In the pit lane, kart rolling forward slightly as they get their driver change completed. Foot on the gas and away they go. There's kart number 4. Struggling for a second there to get their seat insert out for just a moment. It's very easily done as, whoa, big old moment there for kart 31. Big old moment indeed. Luckily no contact with anybody else, but wow, that was a big, big moment for the Big Farmer team. Or Big Drifter more than anything else. Seems like the kart didn't really want to get going there with the fronts were just understeering like mad at slow speed. Space 8 Games still with the fastest lap of the race with that 1:03.3. His car 26 in the pit lane. That's MLC. Thumbs up and away they go. A quick wiggle on exit just to get used to the steering. This is the thing, the conditions will be very different now to any of the conditions that the drivers have been out there in before. As there's another spin down there. Who was that this time round? Somebody having a spin in the middle of the circuit. Can't quite see even out of the window whereabouts that was. Oh, somebody off at the final corner there on the inside. That was a strange one. Now, is this our race leader? It is. Criterion into the pits, kart 29. Their driver has done a magical job of that one. Quick thumbs up saying something about it being dry. And the driver changed completely. They had just over a minute lead over everybody else. A fantastic performance from their first driver to give them a substantial lead at the front end of the race. A little bit of lap traffic to deal with. That's the number 2 car allowing through kart number 9, the Tanglewood team. There's 3 wide here in the final sector of the lap. There's now a 4th kart involved as well, trying to make their way through all of this argy-bargy. It's great stuff watching them go through that final chicane, isn't it? You can see the momentum. That's kart number 7, which I believe, yes, is the Furious B team. Overtaken there by, is that kart number 3 making their way through? Sumo 2. Sumo 2 absolutely flying at the moment. Their last lap was a 1:04.8. Actually, sorry, their best lap was a 1:04.8. It's a 1:08.4, their last lap. So with traffic and some things getting in the way, it seems like they've slowed down a little bit or lost a bit of time. I'm told we have a driver coming in from the Sumo 2 team. I'll just move my hats and things. I say hats and things. Mental hats. Hello, good sir.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
I survived.
You survived?
Yeah,
What's your name, please, mate?
It's Ben.
Ben.
Ben from Sumo Group.
Ben from Sumo 2 joins me in the, I was going to say commentary box. It's more like a hall at this point, isn't it, Ben?
It is, yes.
What did you make of it out there? Because as you can see from our feed here, it's, I mean, there's still people spinning now. It's still a bit treacherous, isn't it?
Yeah, treacherous is a great word for it. It's it was brutal. We had a bit of a mix-up in our qualifying, so the first time I sat in the car was on the grid. And I suddenly had the thought of, I've not completed a lap yet, and I'm on the grid. and we started last but 1, soaking wet. But I survived. I don't think I had any spins, any incidents. And yeah, we're up there in 4th, 5th, I think. So yeah, wonderful event. And yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm absolutely high as a kite on adrenaline right now.
Well, it's great because everybody's here for the same reason, isn't it? There's a common interest here, but you know, all in the name of charity as well. It means that even when it comes to the racing itself, it carries such a positive vibe with it, doesn't it?
Absolutely does. I've never. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, there's no. Yeah, positive vibes are on show there as he throws his arm up to say, "I'm having a wonderful time."
Oh yeah, absolutely loving it.
Yeah, the charities are awesome. I think you know, they're kind of the 2 people sat behind me are 2 of the hardest workers in charity, and it's just such a wonderful event to be a part of. So very much feel privileged to be here. We get to do some racing as well. It's fantastic.
It all ties together really nicely, doesn't it? And what's the team's vibe then? Are you feeling confident after that first stint? I'm sure.
So I wasn't. No, I was feeling very wobbly when I kind of jumped in the car. But no, I think I was expected to set a bit of a low bar and you know, have a spectacular crash. And
That's normally what I do if I'm in an endurance team. I set the bar really low for everyone.
I was trying, so I think I've accidentally put a little bit of pressure on the other 3 to sort of keep us in the top 10. But no, the vibe is good. Chris had to sit out last year and watch us, unfortunately. So I'm going to be absolutely shouting the place down and cheering Chris on to get a great result today.
Are there any particular drivers in the team that you expect to be the sort of best performer?
I think from our qualifying round, I think Jason was unbelievable. Just absolutely metronomic, just clicks the laps off, doesn't make a mistake. So really excited to see Jason get in the kart as well.
It's all about survival, really, isn't it, at this point? Because especially with it being wet offline as well, you know, you have to be really precise with everything. And even when it comes down to things like the driver changes as well, you know, you can save valuable seconds there, can't you?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the barrier moved a minute ago when somebody got the braking wrong, clipped the barrier. But the track was changing every lap, every corner. So you just couldn't trust anything really. And this bit here that we're watching on the screen now, if you run wide, you just get a face full of water, and then suddenly for the next 3 corners you're in trouble. You can really feel the wet tyres. You don't want to be kind of out too wide in those puddles.
There's some great moves going on here on
Really
screen. It's lovely to watch. There's a few spins here and there. The number 10 machine, Lucid 2, having a bit of a tough time out there at the moment. Oh, hello.
Commentator's curse there, my friend.
Yeah, the number 33, second place as well, Runner Duck. So that'll help you guys out. In fifth place. Just checking what the gap is to be different. You're only 1.9 seconds behind last time round as well.
Wow.
So still catching the guys ahead. On for a podium, you reckon?
No, absolutely not. No, just we kind of want to be in the top 10. I think would be absolutely chuffed to bits to get a top 10. So anything other than that is a bonus. But some really, really quick people out here today.
Yeah, it's really good to watch, Ben. But thank you very much for joining us, mate.
No
thank you for joining in.
So
Great
much.
to see you.
See you later.
And enjoy the rest of the event.
Yeah, you too. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Ben from Sumo 2 joining us in the commentary box just as the team sets the fastest lap of the race as well, a 1 minute 3.1. Brilliant stuff. We will be having more interviews as the broadcast goes on, but I hope you enjoyed having Ben on. I certainly did. And we see now on our screen, 2 karts around, karts 3 and 4 up there at Christmas Corner, providing a very pretty roadblock. That is Sumo 2 actually, and Space Ape Games having a moment. Space Ape car not wanting to get going there on Christmas Corner now. They don't really go well at, that's going to be burning the clutch out doing that. They don't really go very well if the wheels are turning from a standing start, unfortunately, so hopefully they manage to get that thing going again. These karts do not have a clutch pedal. They're almost permanently driven, so it's just down to how much throttle you apply as to whether it goes anywhere or not. Sumo 2, fastest lap of the race, 1:03.107. Should be crossing the line anytime soon, and it's certainly a dramatic cloud of smoke as they leave Christmas Corner there for the number 4 machine, Space Ape Games. Another £10 donation coming in. Thank you very much indeed. That takes us to £486. And I believe that Rob did send us another... Yeah, Rob sent us another £1 earlier, I'm told. Or at least it says that he did. He's even called me Mush as well in his message. That tells you where he's from, doesn't it? Criterion still lead the race then. 41 seconds to Runner Duck in second position. Sumo 2 now up into third ahead of D3T Northwest. Space Ape Games after that spin and then subsequent destruction of the clutch are now in 5th place, dropping down to 6th even. Yet to come round the final couple of corners. I'm not sure if they've actually come into the pits or something, but we'll keep an eye out and see whereabouts they are when they next trigger the timing beam. But Be Different 1 and Lucid 1 have gone ahead of them into 5th and 6th positions. And there is Rob at the final corner, trolling us by sending us stupid amounts of money. Better than sending nothing there, Rob. Thank you very much, mate. Here's kart 31. Big Farmer into the pit lane. A quick handshake. No time for a debrief, son. Get in. There's valuable seconds lost. Still, it's all in the name of fun, as we say. Runner Duck in the pit lane as well from 2nd position. They're next to make their driver change. Or potentially even get refueled, but maybe a bit early for that as well. Big spin for the number 7 machine and a fantastic save by the kart behind them as well there as they go through the left-hander. Here's kart 17. Now they've come into the pits, to try to be different and do it at different times to everybody else, but they've actually found themselves in a position where they're going to be refueling while somebody else is. That was the number 27 kart having a moment there. Bulkhead 3 we're recovering as well. Down the start-finish straight goes kart number 10, that's Lucid 2. Turning through turns 1 and 2, you could definitely see a drying line for a moment there through the chicane. Here is 2nd place now, Runner Duck. Great teamwork by them all there to sort the pedals out as well. Cracking job, really good pit stop. Great teamwork there actually by Runner Duck. They are not messing about. It's great to see that as well. All these teams working so well, not just in terms of just getting the kart and drive. There's a lot more to think about with events like this. Fred Easy has donated £20, and I'm delighted to say that takes us over half our goal already with an hour and 15 minutes of the race left to go. We have raised over £500 for charity. Thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget that top right QR code is where you can continue to pour in these donations. We really do appreciate the generosity that's been flowing in so far. Great stuff. Side-by-side action there. That's one of the many shades of off-white, one of the 37 shades of pink that we've got out there on the track today. I think that was the number 20 machine of Maverick potentially making their way around. Hello to everybody that's in the YouTube chat as well. Great to see you all. Thank you very much for your input so far. Hope you're all enjoying the show. Criterion still lead the way, and they do have an entire lap over second place now that Runner Duck have come in for their pit stop. We've had a few pit stops for Be Different 1. They've had a couple of visits to the pit lanes so far. A little bit of side-by-side there. There's a few karts all trying to get past one another here. Some of them on the same lap, some of them not. That's the Sumo 2 machine, I believe, in strife with another team having trouble. As the number 26 machine through the chicane there, having a bit of a moment. I'm told we've queued up another interview with a driver from the Big Pharma team, kart number 31. Hello, Sunshine. What's your name, mate?
Jack.
Nice to meet you, Jack. Nice to meet you. How's the event going from your perspective? It's not quite big results so far, but it looks like a good laugh.
No, we're quite far down the bottom, but it was very slippery during practice. At the beginning of the race, it was kind of carnage, but seems like it's drying out.
Yeah.
Going smooth.
I was going to say the lap times. I mean, I came out for a few interviews earlier on for just 5 minutes, and 10 seconds got shaved off the lap times out of nowhere. It's developed quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's dried out a lot. It's way less sliding out.
You've just got to be very careful not to be sort of offline, haven't you? That's the thing. There's a bit of a dry line as opposed to the whole circuit.
Yeah, and there's some seemingly ruthless drivers out there today, some pros who are not taking any chances and sort of getting every opportunity they can. So,
I was going to say one of the things that I've mentioned a few times on the stream so far is that one of the key bits of karting is that you can't see behind you. That the peripheral vision is almost nil unless somebody's completely alongside you. It can be a bit shaking to have people throw it up the inside, can't it?
It can, yeah. And with the rain on the visor and the visor fogging up from all the humidity, you go a bit blind sometimes and kind of mucking about trying to crack the visor to get some air in and wipe all the crap off the front.
There's a lot to think about with this sort of event, isn't there? It's not just even the driving, you know, it's down to the pit stops, the strategy, it being a team game. There's so much going on, isn't there?
Yeah, and we've got quite a narrow fuel window. So I think we've just refueled, so we're on a full tank now.
Oh heck, that was the number 2 machine.
Tie-dye fellas just
trying to be different.
Well,
they're the team directly behind you as well, actually, so that opens up the gap to you guys a little bit.
Are they be
They're
different?
22nd at the moment. You've got a minute over them now as well, so a big gap.
Progress. We're steadily climbing up. You'll see, hopefully, that Big Pharma stamp progressively get higher and higher in the numbers.
Fingers crossed, indeed. Is the whole team enjoying it then? Good positive vibe with you all?
Yeah, we're here for fun. We know we're probably not going to compete with the front runners, but we do it every year. And yeah, we're here for fun.
What have you made of the change to the circuit since last year with this chicane added in? It really changed the last sector.
I'm looking forward to trying it out with a dry track because it wasn't here last time we were here. It was a more straightforward corner, so I'm looking forward to it. But it seems really fun. Tight little wiggle at the end.
Seems like a problem here for the number 4 machine. I think they had issues with the clutch earlier on. They were right up near the front of the order, so unfortunately they have had a drama. But no, it seems like a very positive vibe out there, and all the teams. I mean, it's easy to get on with the other teams as well, isn't it? It's not like nobody's sort of hiding strategies and ideas from each other, are they? Really?
No, and we've not seen any ruthless hand gestures flying around, which is, so it seems like everyone's just having fun.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see, we're already over half of our goal as well for the £1,000 today, so that's absolutely flying as well.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Fingers crossed that continues also, but we'll have our fingers crossed for you and the team, mate.
Yeah,
Hope
lovely.
it continues on. Thanks very much for joining me.
Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers. There we go. So keep your eyes on Big Farmer, everybody, in cart number 31. Currently in 21st position, but with a big gap over the cart behind. They can focus on those 2 carts ahead from Bulkhead 1 and 3, carts 19 and 27, so they can continue to crack on and make up some ground. There are the drivers, I believe, from the number 9 team. They're flying further up from Tanglewood. And there is their kart on circuit now, actually side by side with the number 13 of Bulkhead 2. Down the inside into Christmas Corner they go. Tanglewood now in 8th position, 2 laps down on the lead. But in terms of their gap to Maverick, they're only about 9 seconds behind, so they will continue to push on. We've got a £10 donation from Jazz's wife, it's listed at. Go Bulkhead, she says. £10 donation there, thank you very much. 526 now the total that we're on so far during this race. 1 hour and 10 minutes it's just clicked over left on the clock. Around the outside there is a big old move. Look at this, a very long standing manoeuvre here to get that overtake done. Great stuff from number 20, that's the Maverick team. Making a great move there on kart number 25. I think that was lapping them actually. Yeah, that was the Red Kite team. They've just put a lap on. But a lovely move indeed. Another fastest lap of the race coming in. Sumo 2 once again putting in the quickest lap of the race so far. 1 minute 3.092. We have Sumo 2 on our screen right now. They were just actually behind the 2 karts we were looking at just a few moments ago. Lively now setting the fastest lap of the race. Now the Lively team were having trouble earlier on, but all of a sudden a 1:02.8. Very, very quick indeed. Less than 1 minute 3 seconds for the first time. The first team to go below a 1 minute 3. Sumo 2 nearly did that with a 1:03.0, but still, Lively certainly are being. We've had another couple of donations come in as well. An anonymous donation of £25. And then Aaron has donated a tenner. Thank you very much indeed to both of you for bringing us up to £561 now. Let's continue this great momentum we've got, everybody, to get these donations in. As the drivers and teams continue their great momentum at bringing down these lap times. 1:02.6 now for MLC. Great stuff from them to put an even quicker time on the board. A few teams have done their fastest laps on the previous lap as well. Maverick, D3T Northeast, Bulkhead 3 and Big Farmer all putting their best laps in.
Yeah, go on for a second.
Here we go.
Tense moments here. We're just about to get Melissa off. We've got to fuel very quickly. And hold on, Chris, you're going to on the board. You're supposed to be me up here, don't you? Shit, we're very old. He hasn't got his helmet on. Okay, hold that. This is your fault, people. This is the kind of organisation.
This is the drama of motorsport, everybody.
A moment's indecision there almost cost us big. But now I'm going to be ready in a few seconds. Let's see where this rabbit hole goes. Can't do this with one hand. Really difficult. Hold there. So the board's going out now. Melissa will be coming in any second. Very tense right now. What going on? We shall see. Another few minutes and it'll all be decided. She's coming in. If you're not ready, she's gonna go. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Tense mode. Those few moments before you go out. Take a few moments, take a few breaths. Nice and relaxed, in the zone. Then you start thinking about, oh, am I going to mess it all up? Probably. With the team and get, unhelpful comments from the team like that. We'll see. She's coming in. So Melissa's coming in now. She's refueling. Hey, she's got to refuel. There's going to be a few moments. Right. I hear the tiger. I hear the tiger. I'm zoning in. getting close now. We're getting close. It's going to be textbook change. Textbook. And you need the penalty. Yeah. What I'm long. So yeah. So it should be nice and quick anyway. So best be ready. I'm ready. I'm ready as a bourbon. This is going to. You are. Yeah, it's going to be a textbook changeover. Textbook.
Oh, he said it now.
Watch and learn.
He said it now, everybody. You've all heard him say that. It's going to be a textbook changeover. Drive to Survive, eat your heart out. This gentleman's more entertainment than me. He's in the wrong industry. He needs to tap up James Schmal for live and become a presenter. He's got my job in his back pocket. Fantastic stuff. Great entertainment. But this is the sort of vibe that we're on about, everybody. Now let's keep our eye on this textbook changeover, shall we? He wasn't joking.
That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. My job is at risk.
That was excellent. Absolutely excellent stuff there from the team of the number 8. That's the D3T Northwest squad. And already he's thrown into the deep end there with a cart down the inside on the exit. Big thumbs up. Oh, well. If your donations are massively appreciated, I can't get my words out, I'm that entertained. Your donations are massively appreciated, everybody. We've had another anonymous £25, and MLC's best cheerleader in brackets, not Rob, another £25 from them. £611 we're up to now, and I tell you what, there's thumbs up being thrown around all over the place by the driver now from D3T. As you can see, though, that's worth your money, isn't it, everybody? Fantastic, fantastic entertainment. We're nearing the halfway point of this race now. £611 on the board already. Thank you very much to everybody that's donated so far. You're watching GamesAid 2024 here from Whilton Mill, and this is not live scenes from the M6. This is the pit lane where the drivers need to refuel. And as you can see, a lot of them trying to do it just before the hour mark have all been caught out by other teams doing the same. And this is it with endurance racing. There's so many more elements than just raw pace. It's down to when you refuel, when you have your driver changes, who your quickest driver is, and how long they're in the kart for, and what part of the race they're in for as well. MLC have done the fastest lap of the race, a 1:02.569. Don't forget as well, I do have a lovely arrangement of hats here in the commentary box with me, so if you want to donate £50, you can nominate a team or anybody that you know in the paddock that we can try and find, and we'll pop a hat on them, and you will have it filmed on the stream. Oh, big move down the inside there. Down into the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. They're 3 wide nearly as they go into the double left. Scary stuff here, I think. The number 19 car involved in that there. That is Bulkhead 1. There's a change in the pit lane. Driver change. Seems one of the teams needed a bit of an instruction manual there. One of you gets out, one of you gets in. Emma has donated £10 as well. Thank you very much, Emma. Taking the total now to 621. And here is the driver change in the pit lane just going on at the moment. I thought that was the Be Different 1 team, but I don't think it was actually. They're now back out on circuit in 4th position after a couple of pit stops. There was a number of teams got held up in the refueling process inside the pit lane. Hope you're all enjoying the show so far. This is GamesAid 2024 here from Whilton Mill with Alpha Live and myself, Chaz Draycott, on commentary duties, having a great time as always. That was hard indeed, says the driver from Be Different 2.
67 years old, you shouldn't be doing it.
Bless him indeed. Fantastic stuff. Brutal honesty. But you know what, at 67 years old, he's still cracked on and he's having a good time. Here's the number 3 machine, Sumo 2. 7th place at the moment, 5 laps down on the lead. Textbook driver change, and off they go. Their fastest lap of the race so far is a 1:03.092. Fastest lap by anybody is MLC. They're back in the pits now as well. Big spin there from the, I believe, the number 33 machine. Look at the marshal leaping up there to his station. Kart number 33 is the Runner Duck team from 2nd position as well. So there's a lot at stake there, a lot to lose from that place. There's the shot down the start-finish straight down towards turn 1. We've had a black flag for kart number 17, which is Be Different 1. Another donation coming in, £39 from Mr. Lugosi. Makes it a nice round number, thank you very much indeed. £39 coming in to take it to £660 raised out of the £1,000 goal. Let's not forget, we're not just trying to hit that 1,000, we will surpass it by the end, I'm sure. We're just about to hit the halfway point of the race though, and as you can see, a lot of karts being refueled in the pit lane there, and everybody having to wait for their turn. This is the Tanglewood team, I believe, kart number 9. Comes to a stop, hops out, driver in. Lovely job. They crack straight on with the job at hand. That was from 18th position in the race. Their best lap, a 1:03.2, so they were at one point bang on the pace as, oh dearie me, there's a kart there stuck down at turn 1 on the apex. These karts don't have reverse gear, and there's not really a lot you can do about that tyre stack. It will just burn out the clutch. At that point, it's easier to just have your hand up and get collected. Now, what team is that down at turn 1? Space Ape Games have taken over the number 14 car after the clutch was gone on the other one earlier. That's kart 32, which is lively down at turn 1. It's certainly lively. And look at this traffic jam still in the pit lane. I suppose the downside of it is that you can't see that from the outside, so you don't quite know how busy the pit lane is. Our race leaders are in there. There's kart 17, Be Different 1. Been given a bit of a, I'm not sure if that's a telling off or what. Kart 26 comes through the order. I've been joined by another interviewee. Hello, sir.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name, please?
My name's Will.
And what team are you representing, Will?
Grandad today.
Grandad. You're not driving like Grandad's then, though?
No, absolutely not. Well, we are, because we're down in 16, so a bit disappointed by that, but there we are.
It's been tough, hasn't it, so far? Obviously going from such tricky conditions earlier in practice to it being absolutely sopping wet, and then suddenly the circuit's dried out. Everybody's had to adapt, haven't they, as this race has gone on?
Yeah, so I did the first stint for our team, and it was just getting incrementally drier and drier on certain corners, but there's still some out there that are just so greasy, so it's really difficult.
I was going to say, because it's not just down to how the kart behaves on the circuit, but it's how it affects you as a driver as well, because they're very physical, these things, aren't they?
Yeah, and you had to do a lot of fighting with the kart to get it round the corners at the beginning. Like everyone at the start, I'm amazed that no one had a sort of crash at the beginning there, but we all managed to get round. So yeah, but it's good conditions out there when I first came off. I imagine it's going to get a lot more competitive and a bit more exciting as the session goes on.
And we just saw a few moments there. It's certainly been spiced up by the pit stops as well. All the driver changes, everyone refueling. Everyone's at different sort of phases of their race, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I was. Some of the guys out there were just sort of saying they'd totally forgotten that they needed to refuel. So that's why there's a huge queue out there, I would imagine, at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say it's difficult as well. I mentioned it on the stream not long ago that you can't see that queue into the pit lane from outside, so you've got no idea how busy it is for when you come in, have you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I was meant to refuel when I came in and there was 3 cars in front, and you've just got to make that split-second decision just to skip it and move on.
Yeah.
And that's why we brought our second driver in a lot earlier, just to avoid this queue that's going on at the moment. There's our driver there.
I was going to say, yeah, cracking on. Everyone enjoying themselves, though? It's a great positive vibe, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, GamesAid are a fantastic group of individuals. They're so passionate about what they do, and it's amazing that, you know, we as a gaming community of all different types and sizes can come together to support it. The team are amazing. They put so much hard work in. This is our second year doing this alongside a variety of other activities with GamesAid, and you know, we knew that they were going to be the charity for us to support, which is amazing.
It really is, and it's a great way to go about it as well. It's such a fun event, you know, it's something different, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we're all gamers, so we're all competitive, so
yeah, there's natural competitiveness there, isn't there, between everybody? You know, there's some people, they all say, oh, we're only here for fun, but you see that glimmer in their eye. They know they want to win it, because why wouldn't you?
I don't believe that for a second. I mean, everyone's in like the sub 110 mark for their lap times, and it's getting faster. Like every driver out there they're not just amateurs. They're not just done this for the first time. There's just no way.
I was going to say there is the interesting dynamic of there being a huge group, the majority of the grid that did it last year as well, but there's still a few new faces for this year as well, isn't there, that's still adapting to it?
Yeah, I think there's a big mixture. I mean, the top 5 teams for sure. I think they're probably go-karting every 2 weeks, from what I've heard. And then there's everyone else who's just done the occasional sort of stag do, hen do situation, which is a little bit different to this. But I think this is definitely out of the sort of really amateur category now.
Well, it certainly looks like a lot of fun, mate, and we're glad you're enjoying it as well. And of course, it's just great to watch. I mean, I'm loving it in here. Yeah. I'm out in the warm, in the dry.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's not so bad out there now. Actually, it's drying out even more in the paddock.
It's quite lovely. I mean, my wife's texted me. She's been watching at home, and so is most of the team, which is really exciting. It's a good watch, and the commentary's great as well.
Thank you very much.
A lot of our team, especially, are massive F1 fans, so we just go out there like feeling, oh, yeah, we're like proper F1 teams.
Oh, get it.
But it's great fun. I love it.
Well, it's fantastic to watch, mate. Thank you very much for joining me.
Pleasure.
Really do
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so
Hope the rest of it goes well for you.
Thank you.
Cheers. There we go. So keep your eye out then for Grandad Digital, currently in 13th position. Kart number 24, 106.1 their fastest lap of the race so far. They were right with one of the D3T teams just on the previous lap. So that's the Northeast squad from D3T. Criterion have fallen down into second place after their pit stop and now having to make their way back up, as they have had to pit and obviously wait for fuel. Runner Duck now leading the race. 53 laps completed. There's the top 5 teams and then a 2-lap gap. Back to Lucid 1, then Sumo 2, Bulkhead 2 and 1 both inside the top 10 now. Red Kite completing the top 10 at present. Kart we have on our screen here is kart number 8, which is D3T Northwest. They are, like I said, 2 laps ahead of Lucid 1. Bit of a debrief going on in the pit lane there, down on the pit wall. But all the teams still completely along the pit wall, keeping an eye on how their teams are going on. There's teams discussing their performance with others as well. There's so many smiling faces out there when you look out the window. It's brilliant. We had another donation earlier on from Gwyneth Alban, £25. Thank you very much. Takes us up to £685. We're into the second half of the race now, but we're almost at the 3/4 mark when it comes to donations. Thank you very much, everybody, so far for your generosity. We really do hope that you're enjoying the show. I certainly am. It's been a great race so far. Loads going on. So many karts all over the place. And a lot of overtaking going on at all points. Runner Duck are just now starting their 56th lap of this race. As there's a spin there, I think, is that the Tanglewood kart, number 9. There's a few of the shirts that I'm still remembering at this point. So many colours and numbers to keep an eye on. I think it was the number 9 kart at Tanglewood, yes. The number plates on the front of these karts just shine at the right angle that it's hard to read them when they're coming towards you. Oh, another spin there. Is that the number 10 machine? I think number 10 had a similar off just earlier on. As nearly 3 wide there. That's the Furious B team. Hopefully not getting too furious through there. That's kart 33 just in front of them as well, which is the race leader actually. So sort of unlapping themselves there. Kart number 7 from Furious B. That's kart 32 just coming out of the final corner now. Kart 32 is lively, heading down towards turn 1. I think there's Criterion in there next to Tanglewood. Yes, the Criterion team heading through down the inside, taking a number of karts all in one go, unlapping themselves slightly there. Down, or up I should say, to Christmas Corner. Tanglewood trying to make their way through as well. Following on with kart number 25, that's Red Kite. Very fittingly have chosen red shirts as well for this one. So head down into the hairpin. You can still see, even now as well, with the conditions a lot drier than they were, the drivers are still having to put in a little bit of corrective oversteer here and there, just fighting against what the kart is doing. We've had a kart around there on the infield. It's that hairpin. As soon as you get on the brakes, the kart will rotate very, very quickly. Because of how short the wheelbase is on these karts, they will go round on their own axis very, very quickly. Got some love in the YouTube chat for Team Maverick and Electric Square as well. Tanglewood also getting a cheer. Willow Wilson asked earlier on, where is Lucid 2? At the moment, they are actually the last kart running, I'm afraid. Kart number 10 in 23rd position. But still in the race. Nobody has quit yet. There's no quitters in this field, I can tell you. Everybody's staying determined and pushing on as... Oh, there's a moment down there at the final chicane. Driver not very happy with that one. Kart 23 stuck on the curb. Kart 23 is D3T Northeast, a bit further down the order. That's the exit of Christmas Corner. It looks like there's been a bit of contact there. Maybe those two karts just coming together on the exit. Kart 19 was one of them. That was Bulkhead 1. The marshal now will push this number 23 kart back to safety. And by safety, I mean into the middle of the circuit so they can get going again. There's kart 13 heading back out on track. That's Bulkhead 2. As there we go, D3T Northeast with a few more places to gain back now. They lost about 4 places from that. 5 now as Tanglewood have gone through. So on that previous lap, that has cost them dear. We've had a warning come through from race control for D3T Northwest. Not sure whether that was for track limits or whether that came down to potential contact, or it's down to driving standards sometimes. 49 minutes of this race left to go and change. Still a long old way to go for these teams. There's a definite dry line through that final chicane now. That's the most obvious place to see it on the circuit. Let's make sure those donations keep pouring in, everybody. We've had some fantastic momentum. Just as I say that, Soph donates £10. Thank you very much. Really close to the £700 mark now. Let's see if we can get 3/4 of our goal before we get to 45 minutes left in the race, shall we? Got a good couple of minutes yet to get that next £50 in. As you can see, there's still a lot of progress being made by some of the teams having to really push their way through. Now, is that the lively team, Kart 32? It is. That's the number 8 machine flying around the final couple of corners. D3T Northwest now into a podium position. A quick thumbs up as he crosses the line. Has a quick look over at the pit wall. Kart in front of them, I think, was the Criterion team. There's Kart 32 getting going again after a spin up at the top end of the circuit. That's Tanglewood side by side with, I think, our race leader, actually, Runner Duck. And then the 23 involved in there, that's D3T Northeast. Runner Duck currently have over a lap on Criterion, according to my timing, but I think it's just under a lap at this point. I think it's about a minute or so. There's a few seconds there behind them on the circuit. Yeah, 51 seconds actually is the gap now from Runner Duck to Criterion. And this is our current race leader. Runner Duck is trying to run away at this stage. Kart 33 putting in some great lap times. So 1:08.6 last time around. Not as quick as Criterion though. They are catching them up actually. Criterion last time, wow, actually nearly 4 seconds quicker. So a difference in pace between the top two. That gap was 51.1 last time round. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I would put a bit of money, maybe even a donation, on the fact that it's not going to be that gap next time round. There's a contact warning for Maverick there. That team started right near the front. They're still there now in 4th position, just off the podium spots. We've got Joe Belton, Fan 97, donating £10 to the cause as well. Thank you very much. We're now over that £700 mark. 705 raised out of our £1,000 goal during the event. And I've been told by my producer it's time for walkies. Going to go and have a chat with some drivers and teams out there again. We'll play an advert for you and I'll be back in a few minutes' time.
Dungeons & Dragons has gone through several different phases over the years. From the satanic panic in the 1980s to its modern-day popularity in movies and TV shows, D&D has made a mainstream comeback. Now, as its appeal grows wider, D&D and other tabletop games are taking on a new role in therapy, where mental health professionals are using fantasy worlds to help patients confront their innermost struggles.
I think what drew me to using tabletop games as a way of therapy was a couple of things. First of all, I've played tabletop games since I was a kid. And I was aware that there was this research suggesting that playing role-playing games might be beneficial for these groups who had been traumatized.
Tabletop games are very different from other forms of therapy, not so much in the skills that we're teaching, but it's how we go about doing it that's really different. Role-playing is not anything new in therapy. But the thing is you are role-playing yourself in those scenarios. What tabletop gaming does is it gives us a character. Having that character seems to make a humongous difference at helping to get past people's defensive walls and let them fully engage with the moment and to be there.
Game Therapy UK is a new charity. We've only been operating for a couple of years, but already there's been a huge demand for our work. We're looking at projects in neurodivergence this year, also possibly moving it to people who are living in prison populations. The beauty of therapeutic gaming is you can just redesign the game to any client group. And as long as our clients are interested in playing games, then you kind of got them.
And as mentioned, here we are back outside. It's a lot sunnier, so I've had to protect my very thinning hairline with a lovely hat. This is one of the hats that we were mentioning before that you could pay £50 to see one of these lovely lot wearing, but instead I've been given said hat to wear. But, you know, I'm a professional broadcaster and commentator. I've got to enjoy this and embrace the fun of the event. But as you can still see, as we've had throughout the whole event, all the teams and drivers are still lining the wall. They're all really eager to see how their team's getting on and obviously will them on and keep an eye on when they have to come into the pit lane and so on. We've got light blue team here. We'll have a chat with these guys, shall we? I'm just enjoying this, to be honest. This is fantastic. Hello, sir. Are you enjoying the race so far? How's it going?
Yeah, good fun. Yeah.
Better now that it's dry?
Oh, yeah, seems like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Seems less scary.
Have you done your stint of the race yet?
No, I'm gonna be the last one on my team.
So you get the honour of finishing the race then?
Yeah, but I'm still dreading rain.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a bit of dark cloud over the horizon still. Still, what, 45 minutes left to go with the race?
Hopefully it stays dry. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Are there any teams that you're keeping your eye on at the moment that you're battling with?
Nah, just our other team. It's doing great. We're third on the second team, but yeah.
Good stuff. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Smashing. I'm not sure if anyone's going to take me seriously with this on, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. We'll see who we can grab down here. There's a blonde gentleman in one of the many shades of off-white. We'll try and ambush them and see how seriously they take me. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are we doing? That's a fantastic mullet.
Yes, buddy.
Fantastic mullet.
It's a go faster mullet.
This is go faster mullet, is it? You need a bit more rear downforce in these things. How are you enjoying yourself so far?
Awesome. Really?
I suppose the question should be, are you enjoying yourself so far?
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
What's been your favourite bit of the event?
Me not spinning out in practice. I'm pretty chuffed about that.
And you're probably the only one that didn't, to be honest with you, because it was tough.
Captain definitely didn't spin out either.
No? Was that sarcasm?
No. Absolutely not.
He said you didn't spin out either in practice.
No, I had a little bit of an excursion in the race. At turn 7, there's a large runoff area, and I made sure I explored all of that thoroughly, you know, and got my money's worth out of it. But no, it's awesome. It's a wonderful event, great cause, and we're very, very happy to be here.
I was going to say, you know, everyone's in it for the same reason. There's such a common interest in it, but still that bit of competitiveness, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Maverick, we want to win. We'll do that, you know, whatever we can to win. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think we've got a little bit of work to do though. I think we're a lap or two down on the leaders.
What's the strategy been like trying to figure that out? Because as I've been saying on the stream, you can't always see into the pit lane from outside when you're on track. So thinking about when you refuel and even when you do a driver change, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we channel a bit of our inner Ricky Bobby for strategy, and that's just go fast. Yeah. And if you aim first, you're last, and all of that. Yeah. Managed to find a window, basically just looking as you come into the pits, whether there is anyone there refueling. Yeah. And I did the first stint and sort of, there was no one there, so seized that opportunity, and yeah, we got away with that one. Otherwise, it's just judging the conditions, isn't it? The first stint was amazing how quickly the circuit changes, and you have to think about taking the wet lines that are off the traditional racing line, and then as it starts drying out, you can explore a little bit, maybe go a little bit too hot and get a little bit too close to the grass, and now everyone's running basically a traditional dry racing line, which is like that you can just watch the lap times tumble. Is really cool.
Yeah, well, it's been really good to watch so far, and obviously we're looking forward to the final stint. Sorry, you had a word?
I take it back. The best thing was Andy qualifying first. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
You put pressure on yourself, didn't you?
I did, and then absolutely bottled the start. So
I wasn't going to say it.
I had some maybe slightly lighter weight opposition just come blasting past me, and I cursed a little bit. But yeah, it was okay. We hung in there, and I had someone to follow for a little bit for those first few laps. Let someone else do the exploring.
Well, how are you feeling about the final couple of stints then now into the, well, obviously it's well into the second half of the race. You confident with the drivers you've got out there now?
Yeah, well, it's me again, so I better be confident.
I'd hope so, yeah.
Have some self-belief. Yeah, one more driver change to go for us. So, yeah, we're going to leave it until sort of just under half an hour to go. And then I've still got a slightly soggy backside from exploring the big puddle on the last corner as well. So I'm hoping that dries out a little bit. I'll have to do a little bit of dancing around. And yeah.
Well, we hope it goes well for you, mate. Thanks very much for chatting to us.
Nice to speak to you. Thank you.
Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely stuff. I still don't know how they take me seriously with this hat on, but it's going well. This gentleman looks like he's done for the day.
Oh,
you
yeah,
done?
Yeah, done. Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, it was good. Yeah. So our throttle was stuck down, but excuse me.
Racing driver excuses.
Oh yeah. It's cooking the brake. Every so often you go up, there was no brakes there, just speed. Yeah. But sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. Yeah.
Well, how did you find the changing conditions then? Because that's possibly the hardest thing to do, rather than it be the same all the time. When it changes, it's more difficult.
Well, it was kind of at the point where it was starting to dry out, so the first few laps were a little greasy here and there, so it was just trying to kind of feel it out and work out where you could push a little harder. Towards the end it seemed to be mostly dry, so I was able to kind of put it down. Still haven't quite cracked that last chicane. I was going all right through it, I never lost it, but yeah, I think I'll have to do a few more on there to kind of dial it in a bit. But it didn't seem to compromise my time too much.
That's all good then. Well, we're glad you're enjoying yourself. Nice one.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. So, like I say, you can still see this colossal rainbow of teams that fill the pit wall. Everybody's still well in the event. Even though some of the teams, they know their stint is done for the day, there's still drivers out there that are yet to do their final stint. Some drivers have been out before and they are going to go back in again. So it's all about who you get in at the end of the race if you need that quick final burst of pace. Other drivers might have put their faster drivers in earlier on. Other teams put their faster drivers in the early stages, and then obviously just manage the race from there. But we're going to hop back inside in just a second's time, and we'll then get into what will be the final quarter of this race. I can't believe it's come around so quickly. And don't forget, donate 50 quid and we'll get one of the teams to wear one of these hats, because they're absolutely fantastic, and it's actually kept my very thinning head warm. Oh, I can tell you, it's nice and warm when you're back in the in the office, everybody. That's one benefit. I can tell you that. 37 minutes left on the clock then here at GamesAid 2024. We're up to £825 now. We've had two £10 anonymous donations, and D3T's #1 fan has donated £25 as well. And we've been told that Patrick has donated £50. If you are still around, Patrick, let us know if you'd like to nominate somebody to wear one of our wonderful hats, whether it may be the koala hat, a giraffe hat, horse hat, and is that a rabbit hat as well, I believe? Yes, there's a lovely pink rabbit-ish hat with the movable ears as well. You would have seen me sporting just earlier. So let us know. Oh, there's an elephant one as well, actually. There's many to choose from. So let us know, Patrick. You've donated the £50 we've asked for somebody to wear a hat. So if you want to use the power that you are now granted, then let us know. At the moment, it's Runner Duck still leading the race, 33, the number of the machine at the very top end of the order. Criterion still in second place. The gap's actually got bigger now, 53.6 seconds to Criterion. D3T Northwest in third position, and it's Maverick in fourth place. We spoke to their guys just before. And Be Different 1 are in fifth position at the moment. 1:02.511, the fastest lap of the race from them. Just 7 laps ago. As we've had, oh, hello, a spin in sympathy there. Couldn't make that up. The number 17 machine suddenly arrives on the scene. That's actually Be Different 1, our fastest lap setters. Kart 31 off there as well at Big Farmer. It seemed like there was a bit of a committee meeting down at the double left-hander there before they all got going again. But just 2 karts on the lead lap here, and Runner Duck have a very solid race lead. But there's over half an hour left of this race here at Whilton Mill. Plenty still to go on. My head feels cold now, I've taken that koala hat off. There's another committee meeting down at the chicane. Not quite sure if someone's made contact or what there. They're going to have to be very careful about which way they try and get going here. Just got to be predictable if you're in the middle of the road like that. There's Kart 32. That's Team Lively's. Oh, somebody way off the circuit there on the left-hand side. Is that Criterion? Seems like a similar colour shirt to the Criterion team who were battling for the lead of the race earlier on. I think, no, that was, I think, them going through shot just there a moment ago. No, that was the number 15 machine, so I'm pretty sure it might be the Criterion team. Some great battles, though, as everybody tries to sort of unlap themselves. Rocket has sent in £10, and Giraud, I believe it's pronounced, has sent in £25 as well. That takes us up to £860 of the 1,000. Fantastic stuff. Now, the producer James is telling me that if we get to 1,000, I have to do a dance on camera with the hat on. Now, I'm sorry, everybody. I know it's for charity, but I don't dance. So we've now got drivers telling him what to tell me at this point. There's more karts spinning, I can tell you that much. I'm afraid I don't dance. But I'm sure there's going to be more suggestions as to what Chaz should do to embarrass himself on street, because I'm looking at our producer James right now, and he's very, very eager about the fact that I'm going to do something to embarrass myself. All in the name of charity, of course. All in the name of charity. Runner Duck still leading, though, and they are they a lap ahead? And I've been told that, yeah, Giraud, that's just donated the £25, has broke his leg in the southern version of this championship, or this event. Incredible stuff. Is that, yeah, like it's femur as well, apparently, I'm told. Goodness me. Goodness me. Well, I hope you're well, Giraud. I'm not quite sure how long ago that was. Yes, we send you well wishes. That's probably what I should have said. Sorry, Giraud. Not just wow, you've broken your leg. More like, I hope you're all right. But thank you very much for your donation. Mucho appreciate. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. We hope you all are. And having a great time here. We're having a lovely day here at Whilton Mill. It's always good fun, this event. I'm amazed they invited me back after last year, to be honest with you, but it's still been a great laugh all the same. Lucid 1 have just been into the pit lane. Kart number 28 is, oh, that was a spin through the chicane. That was Furious B. And he will be furious. Here's Kart 28 coming into the pit lane from 6th position. That was Lucid, as there's a number 8 machine with their driver change, the textbook change. We need to get that gentleman in for an interview for sure. He was very, very entertaining earlier on. I didn't get his name earlier, and I'm gutted that I didn't, but he was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I must say, I know it's a bit late now, but apologies for the language earlier on if you did hear that, everybody. But yeah, here we go.
Tough race. Oh, they have upset a few people. But there was a few good bit of racing there. A few good thumbs up. Good stuff. Oh, so we raised a load of money. Excuse me, I'm just going to go and faint.
Thank you, Nick, for the £10 donation that's just come in, taking us to 870. And the driver of the number 8 machine needs to get in here. He needs to come in here before he faints to come and have an interview, because that'll be an absolute riot, I'm sure. Daniel Purcell, £25 donation. Thank you very much, Daniel. Much appreciated. £895 now. We're almost into that 10%, that final 10% towards our goal. And we still have over half an hour of the race left to go. Big thumbs up there. I think, was that the... I think for a moment that was the Maverick team there, was it not? As they cross the line. Oh, there's a car off down at Christmas Corner. I say down at Christmas Corner, I mean up at Christmas Corner. It's up at the top of the hill. Arm goes in the air. They decide not to damage our lovely tyre barriers here at Whilton Mill. There's a thumbs up there from the pit wall as well. There's a bit of a squeeze down the start-finish straight. That was a lovely driver change there from Furious B. Kart number 7 currently running down in 16th place. Oh, side by side through Christmas Corner there with a car off on the left-hand side of the circuit. On the inside of the circuit, sorry, on the right-hand side. Track limits warning going out for MLC. There's a few karts now piled up at Christmas Corner. So close to that £900 mark, everybody. It'd be fantastic to reach that with half an hour left to go if anybody donates in the next 30 seconds. Some great battling going on here and there. Look at that nose down the inside there from Sumo 2. And I've been told I'm going to be joined by Chris Wood from Tanglewood Games. He's going to join me in the commentary box. Hello, Chris. How are you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can indeed. How are you doing? Enjoying it?
Yeah, good. It was really tough out there.
Yeah?
Really tough.
Were you in the first stint?
I was
or?
first, yeah.
Yeah. So you were in the really changeable conditions?
Yeah, it went from soaking wet gradually to kind of dry by the end of the first half hour. It was so tough.
I was going to say, because that's probably the hardest time to be in the kart as well, because it's not like it stayed wet all the way through the stint. It constantly changed as you were behind the wheel, so every lap was different, I imagine.
It was. It changed constantly, and you were getting used to it as well. I was determined to be really steady for the first lap, not crash into anyone, not go off.
Yeah.
And like turn 3, someone clipped me. I ended up on the grass.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not always down to just you, is it? On these first laps,
that's probably me as well.
it's very, very difficult. I mean, there's a great field of drivers out there, but there's a spread of talent in the field as well, which keeps it interesting because there's some teams that will be really quick at the front, and then they'll have a driver in that's a little bit slower. It'll reel them back in slightly. Yeah. It's a bit of a topsy-turvy race, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The final's tough. Obviously, the standard's a little bit higher, but we were hoping to finish in the top half.
Yeah. Fair
Keep
play.
our heads held high, but we're pretty low down right now. we messed up the fueling.
Ah, right, okay.
So we didn't realise where the fuel was.
Oh,
I think it's different in the semi-final. It's in the pit lane. This one's like before the pit lane.
Ah, right, I see.
So
I was going to say
our driver went past the fuel.
Ah,
so we
right.
had to go in again.
So it was like having a drive-through.
Yeah, which is a real shame because he was doing incredible lap times.
Yeah. I was going to say that's been the interesting bit, is seeing everybody's pace, because when we look down the list of best times, there's so many variations from one team to the next. There's teams that are further down that have done 102.8s, that's quicker than some of the best teams inside the top 10.
Yeah, I
There's
think some of the
such
teams, with them being 4 people, some of the teams you'll get probably someone who's really fast, and then amateurs like me.
Well, you've been doing a fine job, Chris. You've been doing absolutely fine. There's more moving parts to this than just pace, though, isn't there, in a race like this? There's so many elements to think about.
Oh, there was too many elements in the first half an hour.
Yeah, I was going to say that. But the circuit conditions have been the real talking point, because even now, you can see that there's a very obvious fully dry circuit, as some drivers, one of your drivers actually decides to explore beyond that.
Yeah,
You've got to find where the grip is, though, haven't you?
That's Adam doing our last stint.
So that was going to be my next question. Have you got the?
Yeah, he's doing okay.
I was going to say, have you got your final driver in now then?
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing 104s there. I think he's making up a bit of time. Maybe we'll take back a few places by the end. We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we've all, in motorsport, everyone knows there's only one lap can change everything. Still got 27 minutes left to go. Plenty of time for it to get extra spicy in these moments. But what have you thought of the track so far? Have you enjoyed racing around it? It's a great track to drive, isn't it?
Yeah, we really like this one. It's a bit twistier. So the semi-finals are, is it Three Sisters, I think it's called, up at Wigan. It's a bit faster up there. So when you're not used to karting, I mean, I do this twice a year.
Yeah.
If we get to the final, I do this twice a year. So the semi-final's harder. This is more. There are more corners. It's not as fast.
Yeah.
So it's easier to spin off.
Yeah.
But it's not as physically grueling.
Yeah, true.
And this is a brilliant place. The facilities are fantastic. The staff are all brilliant. We really enjoy it. and having yourselves doing the
oh, we love it. I adore it. I really do.
It adds another dimension, and yeah, I should say hello to anyone from Tanglewood Games who's watching.
I think there's been a few of them in the comments as we've been going on. Mishka's just said, "Come on, Tanglewood, let's go." There's been a lot of love for it in the YouTube comments, which is great to see. You've even got your guys out there filming as well through the window.
Hopefully they're doing some work in the office.
Yeah, well, yeah, fingers crossed. But it's been great to have you, Chris. Thank you very much for joining me, mate. Glad you're enjoying the event. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a hello to other than?
No, hello to the whole team at Tanglewood. Cheers for having me.
Great to speak to you, Chris. Cheers. Thank you. Lovely stuff. So the Tanglewood team at the moment, 17th position currently, with their final driver in for their last stint of the race. And we've got more donations coming in. We are £15 away from hitting our £1,000 goal. We've just had an anonymous £10. Elliot Geldard has donated £5. Mike has done 25. Jay donating 25, anonymous 25, Murgatroyd donating £50, which takes us over £1,000 raised here today at Whilton Mill to £1,035. Fantastic. We apparently have the best interview ever coming up. You can all guess who it is now. You can hear that I'm smiling about it. This is going to be a belter, just let me tell you that, everybody. I tell you what, this is a way to celebrate hitting that £1,000 goal, isn't it? A brilliant, brilliant way to celebrate hitting £1,000. First off, I need to ask you, sir, what is your name?
My name's Peter Yates. I'm here from D3T Northwest.
Peter, it's brilliant to have you here with me, mate. You've been a constant source of entertainment for us throughout this. Your stint was tough, you said.
Yeah, it was incredibly tough, actually. I mean, it wasn't as tough as the first group because it was still wet from qualifying.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, had the worst, or let's say the hardest job. So it was a bit easier because the lap times have been increasing as we've been going through the day. But I very much enjoyed my stint out there. I hope I didn't upset anybody. But yeah, it's been very, very spirited. But the atmosphere on track is happy. Everyone's thumbs up and smiling, and it's all good competition.
I was going to say there's a bit of cooperation needed out there on track, isn't there? Sometimes, with lap traffic and so on.
Yeah.
But it seems everyone's behaving themselves.
Yeah, everyone's behaving themselves. There's a few slower ones and a few quicker ones, which makes it spicy going into some corners. 3 abreast, which has happened once to me. But yeah, it's a great day's racing to be had. I'm just hoping that my team can come in at a good time. Try not to get distracted by the racing as I'm talking to you, but yeah, I'm just hoping that we come in. And D3T, the Northeast as well, I'm hoping that they do well as well.
I was going to say the lap times have been solid. There's been loads of battles as well. Everybody's always had somebody. He's getting really argy-bargy here with somebody.
Yeah, see, in fact, that's my teammate on the right-hand side there. Yeah, that's Chris in the fancy-looking helmet. I do happen to know that Chris's brother is racing on the track as well today. So I know there's a lot of brotherly rivalry going on right now. So.
Oh, it's mega. It's mega to see it. But, the theme of it has been that everyone's here, with a common goal, common interest. Everyone's here for the same reason.
Exactly.
And there's so much positivity that comes with that, isn't there?
Well, I'll do a serious bit now. So, we're really happy to be here for GamesAid because I know they do some really, really cool stuff. And it's just really good to be able to raise some money for them because I know that they help a lot of people play what we make, which is really important for us. So, yeah. It's just fantastic that we get to come out and do this and, be here with a load of the UK games industry as well and come and see you guys down here. So it's a fantastic day out.
It is. It's a good day out. They've let me out of the home for today, and I really appreciate doing it. We've hit our goal already, over £1,000 raised, nearly at 1,100 already.
That's fantastic.
It's just great, isn't it? And we've still got 20 minutes of the race left to go. That's gone quick in itself, though.
Yes, it has. Although I've found that time dilation is a thing. So if you're just about to go on the lap, that couple of minutes while you're waiting to come in seems to last it's half an hour or something. So
half an hour lap time.
Yeah.
Our producer is asking whether we should both go out and do a dance, or as he calls it, a dance.
I can see. I've turned around to the studio, and there is a lot of thumbs up going on. So
I don't know what dance this is.
I know.
I can't do the griddy.
I want to agree.
Hat on, and apparently we've just got to do something where we wave our arms about.
We can do something where we wave our arms about. Yeah.
I'm not dabbing. We'll get a hat on, and we'll.
A hat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get to pick a hat and everything. It's great.
Okay. All right. Well, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been up for anything all day, so let's see what else we can. what else we can do. So.
Steady on. Right, let's get a hat on and let's go outside, shall we?
Okay, wicked.
Now we're here. So, yeah, this is serious time now, isn't it, Peter? You know, Peter's become my co-presenter. I did say that you're going to get a job at Alpha Live because he's better at presenting than me.
It's a good second choice in case, you know, I get sacked from you know, which is, it can be a possibility at times, so, yeah.
Well, you wanted to dance, he can floss and I can't, so we're just going to on the spot. My giraffe's falling down, though. Am I still erect?
This is still really serious television, I want you to know.
Yeah.
Really serious about charity and racing, yeah? And flossing.
I'm going to lose my job. But this is what GamesAid 2024 is all about, isn't it? It's a good laugh. Everyone's here for a common interest and having a good time and raising money. You know, you can all see that number up there is now above 1,000. We've got over £1,000 raised today. It's great, isn't it?
It's absolutely, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And there's still time for serious race interviews as well, which I think is a very important part of the day. So, very serious.
Only serious broadcasting here on Alpha Live.
Serious and important.
Important, yeah. We get to the real nitty-gritty of motorsport here at Alpha Live, and my eyebrows are falling into my own eyes here at this point. But the sun's out now, it's lovely.
The sun is out, it's only going to get faster from here now. You know, I don't...
What, now you're not in the car?
No, that was a bit cutting, but no, I think you're absolutely right, to be honest. I can't argue with it, so I'm just hoping that... Watch your giraffe. So I'm just hoping that the last session now does well and everybody comes home safe and with all limbs intact. You're losing your giraffe.
Oh, I've lost the plot. Well, Peter, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much, mate. I'm going to head back inside. Let me just have a bit of a breakdown. See you in a minute. So I'm happy to announce that Peter Yates will be next year's co-commentator for GamesAid 2025. Flipping out, what a bloke, what a laugh. I hope you're enjoying the show there, everybody. The amount of money we've raised has gone up significantly since I stepped outside and made an idiot of myself. That's funny, isn't it? A-Train has donated £25. Potato Lady has donated £25. Mixed Grill to go with it as well. Get your carbs in. £10 donated. And Rob Allen says, go Lucid, and he has donated £50 as well. Hope you're all enjoying the show, everybody. It is all part of the fun. All part of the fun. We've absolutely smashed that £1,000 goal now with 17 minutes left of the race. I'll do some serious motorsport commentary now. Runner Duck lead the race at the moment. They are 2 laps clear of Criterion in kart number 29. D3T Northwest are in 3rd position ahead of Maverick, who have done their best lap of the race on their previous lap, 1 minute 2.1. Be Different 1 are in 5th place.
ahead of Lucid 1, Sumo 2, Big Farmer, Space Ape Games and Bulkhead 2 are now in 10th position. Sumo 1 are currently running in 11th place, and the fastest lap of the race so far has been done by MLC. Kart number 26, they're in 12th position currently. They did their fastest lap of the race on lap 78. Furious B are 13th ahead of Red Kite. Grandad Digital, Tanglewood have just moved up to 14th place actually. Red Kite have dropped down a couple of positions on that lap. We then have D3T Northeast, Bulkhead 3, Be Different 2, Bulkhead 1 are in 20th. Electric Square 1 in 21st ahead of Lucid 2, and then Team Lively in 23rd position. There's a big bit of contact. That was Team Lively getting smacked out of the way there by Kart 22. That was Tanglewood going through there. I think Tanglewood were in Kart number 9 earlier, but they seem to have changed their number. It's got to the point where I've received a picture from my girlfriend showing me in a hat on the live stream at this stage, so it's always good to know that my professional commentary career has been taken seriously back in Market Drayton. Oh, flipping heck. But still, this is what it's all about, everybody. It's all about having a good time. And as I'm sure you've seen before, if you've ever seen me and Alpha Live work together, we always have a good time when we do these broadcasts. And GamesAid 2024 is the real epitome of that. We've got a serious motor race going on, but everybody out there is enjoying themselves as well. Kart number 24 just heading through the last corner there. That was Grandad Digital, just making their way around. There is kart number 15, Sumo 1. They've had a very lively race so far. And there's still 15 minutes of it left to go. The final 8th of the race getting underway. Thank you to those of you that have donated so far. We have had a fantastic influx of donations throughout this. That QR code in the top right of your screen is the best way to donate. It only takes a couple of moments, and we really, really do appreciate it. GamesAid do a fantastic amount of work supporting disadvantaged children and young people across the country. And we have our 23 teams out there racing as hard as they can at the moment for your entertainment, and of course to get all of these wonderful game studios and developers out there on screen. Fantastic shot there through the right-hander. You can see the karts really floating their way around. MLC have set another fastest lap of the race. They've done a 101.453 this time. I'm not sure if we're going to get any laps that are sub 1 minute here, but I tell you what, the pace has been really electric in these later stages. Runner Duck, though, have absolutely gone flying at the front of the order here. Criterion were dominating the race in the early stages, but unfortunately, due to pit stops and having to wait for their fuel to be added, they have dropped down into second place, and they've not quite been able to make the gap back up again since then. Thanks to Christine Rowlands for £25 donation. Takes us to £1,170 raised for charity. Brilliant, brilliant stuff by all of you. Very generous. We really do appreciate it. It's good to see as well that the conditions, while they were awful at the start of the day, they've actually improved a lot now. The sun is out. The shadows are getting longer here in the afternoon here at Whilton Mill. And the circuit has held up really well. And the dry line has now become a fully dry circuit. There's grip everywhere out there now for the drivers. You can see that just for a second there, these shadows definitely getting long down there in the paddock. We've had a track limits warning come through for Bulkhead 3. Nothing wrong with grabbing a few more before the end. We've had another £25 donation come through from Passenger Princess. Unfortunately, these karts are not 2 seats, so there's no Passenger Princess in today here on circuit. But look at this battling, though. There's maybe a bit of it there, actually, as the number 7 Furious B team fights with kart number 26. That's MLC. This is for position as well in the later stages of the race. Great side-by-side action here. A little bit of contact one way, then the other. Into the hairpin they go. And oh no, the kart behind tries to get involved and unfortunately falls by the wayside. As a result, I don't think that was the Tanglewood team. We're just getting information that last year we raised £1,306. So you know what that all means, everybody. We need to beat that. We definitely need to beat that. We are what? I'm really bad at maths. £111 away?
Is that right? Yes. Yes. The goal in the top left is going to change. It's going to change to, I believe, £1,306. So we can then beat that. That is our next target. There you see, 11 minutes and a quarter left on the clock here at Whilton Mill for GamesAid 2024, the grand final, where currently Runner Duck are running away with the race victory. They're snatching it from the hands of Criterion after the pit stops and the refueling that was going on earlier on. But there's been a fantastic atmosphere down here for the whole event. Outside it's just buzzing with activity on the pit wall. Everybody really enjoying themselves. More personal bests coming in though from the top teams actually. Criterion have just done a 102.225. That's their fastest lap of the race. Runner Duck have responded with their best lap of the race now, a 102.751. Although actually no, their best time says a 102.4. So they've gotten close to it, but haven't improved it this time round. There is the second placed kart, Criterion, kart 29, Furious B right behind them on circuit at the moment. There's a few battles going on there up towards Christmas Corner. And apparently the there's a lot of people in there saying that they've missed a few bits of the stream because they've been working, and then a number of people in the comments saying, no, nobody's working here, don't lie. Working is overrated, yeah. Yeah, you can watch it back afterwards anyway, so go do some work. No, I'm joking, please stay. Don't leave. We've got LC as, oh, well, I mean, there's going off in sympathy, but yeah, there was a hell of a slide there by Furious B. That was a big old spin, great recovery. Oh, there was somebody else off the circuit there as well, a mile off. I love how there's a few carts sort of stricken on the inside of the circuit. Looks like they've just been left for the farmers in the field north of us to come and pick them up. Less than 10 minutes to go now. You can see in the top left of the screen that that goal has changed. £1,306 now the goal. That's what we raised last year. Let's improve on that, shall we, for GamesAid 2024. We still have, yeah, it is £111, isn't it? I'm not being completely thick. 22 is recovering there, back onto the circuit. That is the Tanglewood team, currently in 14th position. At the moment, they've got about 40 seconds over the kart behind them, which is Grandad Digital. Another donation coming in for £25 from Anonymous. Thank you very much indeed, wherever you may be. 1,220 now, less than £100 to get everybody before the end of this race. 8.5 minutes. Just over £10 a minute. Let's do this, shall we? Let's get that £1,306 goal sorted. There's the view from the pit wall. There's the team. All watch on for the final moments of the race, cheering their fellow drivers on. It's not even necessarily just their own team either. Of course, there might be other teams from the same studio that will be getting cheered on. A lot of the teams are in this together. There's a fantastic feeling of togetherness in the paddock between everybody. Seven and a half minutes remain. And look at this final chicane here. There's a lot of different racing lines through there. There's kart 33, our race leaders, making it past number 16. That's Electric Square 1, side by side almost through into turn 1. The race leaders at the minute, flying away. Now he's got a GoPro on his chin. That means he is serious. As he heads up towards Christmas Corner. Then again, the guy in front of him had a rib protector on. He really is serious. But, you know, you need these sorts of things for an endurance stint of a race like this. It's mighty intensive sometimes in these karts, especially when it's drier as well. It's very, very grippy. So you have to be properly held on to these things. But you can see the sun definitely shining now, really actually getting quite hot out there as well. It was very warm earlier with a giraffe hat on your head, I can tell you that for free. 6.5 minutes left to go. And we have another £25 donation that's come in. Charmy at Space Ape has sent £25 in. Another £25 coming through from Henry. We're very close to that goal now, everybody. Just £36 off, raising £1,306 for charity. Thank you so much to all of you so far for your generosity. It's been hugely appreciated. Let's get it over the line, shall we, and complete that £1,306 goal. There's the view of the terrace. A number of the drivers and teams up there cheering their teams on. We're into the final moments now. The drivers and teams may feel a little bit of relief almost, as what you can hear there is, I believe, a fire alarm. There's one way to spice it up. It was only a test, I promise. It's been going off for ages. I can't hear anything now. 4 minutes left of this race, I can tell you that much. I can still read, just about. We've got Moon Machine, who's donated £10 as well, so we're now up to £1,280 here at Whilton Mill for GamesAid 2024. And in the final moments of the race, we are hoping to hit that £1,306 goal. We'll keep our eye on that graph, or at least the little bar in the top left anyway. And we'll keep our eye on the clock ticking down. Runner Duck still flying at the front of the field. Only 0.3 of a second slower than Criterion on that last lap. They've now completed over 100 laps here at Whilton Mill as well. We're on lap 102 of this race. There's an arm in the air there as if to say, what are you doing? I'm not quite sure if they can hear each other in that discussion. But still, when you've got a helmet on, you can say what you want. Kart number 2 and kart number 28 clearly getting a bit friendly there. Kart number 2 is Be Different. They certainly have been. Kart 28 is Lucid 1. A little bit unimpressed with their driving there for just a moment, it seems. But we still have just 3 minutes left. Not long to go at all. And it is Runner Duck now 2 laps clear of the team that are in 3rd position at this present moment. Still a big old gap at the front of the pack. A very dominant performance. And we've had Riley donate £26.01 just to get us over that mark. That's absolutely brilliant, Riley. Thank you so, so much. We have done it. £1,306. And as we often say in motorsport, it's a case of when there's a victory by 1,000th of a second, it doesn't matter what the tiny margin is, it's still more. And we've done that now. Over £1,306 raised. That was nicely timed by Riley. Oh, that was a nicely timed spin as well, as the Be Different 2 team faced the wrong way. That's not a nice position to be in at all when you're facing into traffic. But literally, I think we have 2 laps left now of this race. Runner Duck are they're about halfway round the lap at the moment. So yeah, we will get 2 laps left after this one. We will have 105 laps completed here at Whilton Mill.
But we have raised over £1,306. That's fantastic work, everybody. Thank you so, so much for all of your donations. Thank you very much for your generosity. It is hugely, hugely appreciated. It's been a great race, great entertainment throughout, lovely people involved. And now we've got fantastic conditions as well here at Whilton Mill for these final moments of the race. Another hand up in the air as if to say, what are you doing? We've got Runner Duck, Criterion and D3T Northwest on for podiums at the moment. There's only 5 seconds, though, between D3T Northwest and Maverick. We'll try and see if we can keep an eye out for them, as actually there has been a position change coming onto the final couple of laps. Maverick have moved up into 3rd position and gained 5.9 seconds over D3T as well. 1 minute 13.9 last time round for D3T. They may have just thrown this away in the dying moments. A podium spot has gone downhill. There is the number 8 car, and that number 16 machine with them is not for position. That was Electric Square that's fighting with them. D3T have got 6 seconds. There is the car ahead. Maverick just making their way around the right-hander. Apparently D3T are getting bonus points for a fantastic floss, according to Sounds of the Wild on YouTube. Pete with his brilliant flossing earlier. I don't know how he does it. I can't do it. But it's all part of the fun and games. 10 seconds left on the clock. And there is our race leader. Now, are they going to cross the line and get the checkered flag, or are they going to get one more lap? They are going to cross. Yeah, there you go. It's just changed the last lap on the gantry. There it is. It's like Rob knows what he's doing behind that camera, isn't it? There you go, through turns 1 and 2. Into the slipstream goes our race leader, right up to the back of the number 13, dives down the inside at Christmas corner, and through they go. I'm sure we'll keep our eyes on them for the final lap of the race. And we've been awarding Driver of the Day or Team of the Day to D3T Northwest, I'm told, for kart number 8, and Pete is the Driver of the Day as well, for embracing all the fantastic entertainment and for just being a good sport, a very, very good sport. He gets Driver of the Day, Peter Yates. Congratulations, Peter. Thank you very much for joining us and for having a amazing, amazing laugh with us. Polly said she couldn't deal with that penny, so she's donated £13.99 round the final corner. Come Runner Duck, and they take the victory here at GamesAid 2024. Very well done to Runner Duck and their squad. Criterion finish in 2nd position. Maverick cross the line in 3rd place, or they will do in just a moment's time. Very, very well done indeed. All the teams completing the race now. 2 hours already dealt with that quickly. That's remarkable how quickly that's gone. Kart 29, Criterion in 2nd place. And 3rd position going the way of kart number 20, which is Maverick, as I say. Final few karts now completing the race. Lucid 1 about to cross the line. They're out of the last corner as well. I believe that was Red Kite just crossing the line there. Bulkhead 3, Bulkhead 1 finishing together. They've been spending a lot of the day together on the circuit, actually, as Big Farmer is next up. Big Farmer get inside the top 10. 8th position for them. MLC finishing 13th position, and they have the fastest lap of the race. 101.453.
Come away from me, I'll get the pit lane for you.
Roger that, Rob. We urge you as well. 101.453. The fastest lap of the race. Sorry, I'm noting this down, you can tell, can't you? Everybody has now completed the race, and they will come into the pit lane. There is kart number 28. Lucid 1. But there is our race winner, kart number 33, taking the checkered flag before all others. 106 laps completed after I made a fool of myself and said it would be 105. But Criterion and Maverick complete the podium. So you can see all the karts and teams now making their way back into the pit lane. We'll be getting a reaction in a little bit from everybody. We'll head out there in just a second's time. But there you can see everyone still on the pit wall. They'll be debriefing very, very quickly and sharing their thoughts on what was a very busy and lively race. Everyone giving our cameraman a wave or a thumbs up as they come in. Great stuff. Great camaraderie all the way through this. Criterion were leading in the early stages, but Runner Duck absolutely flew away at the front of the order. and they won the race in the end by more than a lap. The closest two karts actually were Big Pharma and Space Ape Games. On the final lap, there was half a second between them as they crossed the line. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We hope you've enjoyed the show so far, everybody. I'm just going to quickly pick up the mic and I'm going to head outside for some reactions, see if we can interview some drivers. So you'll have me in just a moment's time. Don't drop your headset when you go and do that, Chaz. That's a good idea. What a great race, though, eh? What a fantastic, entertaining race that was. All the teams and drivers will be heading back in this way in just a second, or at least we hope they'll be sort of heading in towards the pit lane. Let's head down there, actually. We'll go down this way and see if we can get some initial reactions. Now, this is the difficult bit for me because I need to try and remember shirt colours to go with kart numbers. But, yeah, we've had Maverick finishing third place, second place Criterion, and then of course Runner Duck taking the victory. Now I know that Runner Duck were in a yellow shirt. Are you guys from the Runner Duck team? No. MLC. You guys got the fastest lap of the race though. You must be quite pleased with that.
Oh yeah, we're very happy about that. Couldn't believe it. There he is, yeah.
Here he is, the guy that got the fastest lap of the race. Congratulations. You must be over the moon. What do you mean, did I? You knew.
I didn't. Did you? I crashed at the end into someone. That was brutal.
That shouldn't be the highlight of your race. It sounds like it is. Have you enjoyed yourself?
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, what a track, right?
Well, that was going to be my next question. What do you make of the circuit? Because it seems like a riot to drive.
Yeah, it is. It is. Those apexes are incredibly high, so you got to be careful when you're on them. Especially at the beginning when it was wet, it was all wide. But when it dried up, yeah, you got to be careful of those because when you hit them, you absolutely fly. Yeah, it was awesome.
And the driving standards were all right. It seemed there was a lot of cooperation out there on circuit.
Yeah, I think everyone was really it's just a bit of fun really, although we all take it very seriously. But yeah, everyone drives amazingly out there, yeah, for sure.
And what's the team vibe been like then? Have you all enjoyed it as a squad? Has it been hard to prepare for or anything like that?
Yeah, it's been fantastic, yeah. Well, there's only 3 of us for starters, right? So we've all had to work out.
I was going to say, where's the other one?
He's out on the track somewhere. No, it's wicked. We got the fuel strategy wrong though, didn't we?
Don't admit that.
And got stuck in a queue. So
that was the thing we were. Oh, of course, yeah. Well, we were saying though it was one of the tricky bits because when you drive through past the pit lane, when you're still on the circuit, you can't see what the queue is like inside, can you? So it's hard to judge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but
it actually took 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes we lost in the pits because of it. I came in. I think we were 5th, and by the time we'd finished fueling, we were 14th. Yeah, we'd lost. Where did we come? Do you know where
I look at this like I know.
12.
I don't know. 12.
We did well. We did well. I'm happy.
Fastest lap of the race, though. That's bragging rights, yeah?
We got to get a trophy for that. Yeah.
I'll see if we can organise it,
yeah. Nice one.
Okay, we're going to try and find the podium now. I'm sorry, I'm being instructed. We need to find the podium. Well, thank you very much for chatting to us, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, yeah?
Nice one. Fantastic, yeah.
Right, we'll walk off. I'll awkwardly run away. We need to try and find... I can't figure out which shade of yellow it is because it's not written on my clipboard. We'll try and find our race winners. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to track you down here. Are you one of the winners?
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's so many shades of yellow I can't see. I feel like I'm colourblind. Yeah? So Runner Duck, yeah?
That's right.
You must be pleased. I finally found him. You must be pleased.
I'm very pleased. I think this is the 3rd year we've been trying for it.
Yeah.
And one of our drivers is leaving, so it's her last.
Oh right. Oh wow.
The team. So really pleased.
And in the early stages, it looked like Criterion were the team to beat, but I mean, one of the elements of an endurance race, the pit stop, caught them out.
That's it. I mean, Bryn's great. Bryn's really good karter, and he was just flying at the start. I think he had like two laps gap. But Criterion always seemed to have terrible luck with the fuel stops, and it's something that we've always managed to get smoothly, and I think that's the key to it. It's that fuel stop.
Well, I've been saying throughout the broadcast, it's not just down to raw pace all of the time, is it, in something like this? There's so many more moving parts and so much it's a team game, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly. So we were watching the radar to see when the rain was coming, and we weren't sure who was going on second. So, but thankfully, it cleared up. The last hour was completely dry. So I decided to take the last stint. They let me have the glory, which is nice of them.
Well, very well done. Fantastic result. You must be over the moon.
Cheers. Yeah, I totally am. I'm going to go to the pub now.
Don't blame you. Smash it. Thanks very much, mate. So our race winners, Runner Duck. We're going to try and find Criterion. I think might be these guys. I'm gonna give them an. Is it the Criterion team that I'm looking at and talking to? No. There's so again. It's shades of red.
Oh, well, yeah, they've got Criterion written all over them, actually. That might be a giveaway, yeah. It's a good thing I'm not blind, isn't it? I'm going to act like I know.
You join the back.
Hey, gents.
Hello.
Must be a little bit gutted, but at the same time, still pleased with second?
Yeah, I think so. We were just turning up to have fun and raise some money for charity, so,
Fun?
Yeah.
You came here for fun with race suits like that. You've even got your name on it and everything. Like, it's not embarrassing.
A little bit more, you know.
I suppose, is it intimidation?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we still want to compete. You know, we are a racing game studio, so we like to do a lot of racing, and that's what we're here to do, to race and hopefully win. Unfortunately, not today, but.
Still, a solid result though with second place, yeah. Especially after the changing conditions early on, they looked tough.
Oh yeah, practice was a bit crazy. Like, I haven't driven in the wet here before, and that was just interesting, let's say. And so you didn't really know what to do. Like, come the race, like how hard could you push it? On the line, it was fine, but I had a little bit, went wide here, missing someone. Got the tyres wet, gave me a bit of a surprise going into the first corner. But yeah, it's all good fun.
Well, that's it, you know, everyone's here with a common interest, common goal, and it's all been for charity, and we've raised well past our goal, so it's just a good feel, good atmosphere, isn't it?
How was the race for you? Did you enjoy watching it?
I loved it, yeah. I wore all sorts of hats and everything. I danced in the pit lane. I made a right arse of myself, but it's been brilliant.
Nice, good stuff. Was that the dancing that brought the rain then at the start?
No, that was afterwards. I was confident that it had disappeared, that I could, get a dance out and not bring it back.
Yeah, thank you for that. There'd have been a lot more crashing if you'd have been dancing again.
But no, it's part of the fun in it. We've all got to enjoy it, and it's been great. But well done on second place to all of you, though, and hopefully we'll see you again for the next one.
Streaming and stuff, it's been brilliant.
We love doing it. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Smash him. Okay, I wonder if we can try and find our third place finishers, Maverick, because they were in, again, another T-shirt that's got many shades that are a very similar colour. So, not sure whether I can see any of them about at the minute, actually. Not quite sure. We're going to try and keep our eyes out for the podium presentation. The trophies and everything will be given out very, very, very soon. We've got so many drivers and everyone down here now. There's so many. But, this has been a fantastic event. An absolutely fantastic event. Again, much like it was last year, it's been loads and loads of fun. I'm not sure if we're going to wrap up at this point or whether we're going to try and find Maverick, but we'll try and figure it out. We'll speak to James and see. James is shouting for Maverick. Oh. No, apparently I'm going to shout for Maverick, so bear with me, because this is going to get loud, but there we go. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that down a microphone. Podium! A podium result, boys. You must be over the moon, right at the end and all.
It was a bit tight, wasn't it? I thought we had second for a second, and then no.
It was really close, wasn't it?
I thought I had my results wrong then, you scared me.
Yeah, it was a pretty good effort though. Yeah, and there's only 3 of us as well, so it was a bit.
I was going to say, yeah, because you couldn't spread the load of the race as much, because it's easy, if there's 4 of you, put half an hour each, sorted, but not as easy.
But yeah, we're obviously made of sterner stuff, eh, Andy?
I've got the claw now, and I think I will do for the rest of the day. But
that's the horrible bit about these sort of corporate karts, is that you really have to clamber onto the wheel, don't you?
Yeah, well, especially 2 of us being taller as well. You're sort of hunched more over. You've got your spine right on the seat, and like it's the fronts of my shins I always find from the pedal movement as well. We're not cut out size-wise for karting, are we? But it's true that.
They're less aerodynamic.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling myself to make myself feel better. Yeah. But yeah, I've got a pretty good injury actually. That's gonna feel sore in the morning, isn't it? Yeah.
It's tough, this racing malarkey, isn't
it? It is. Turns out I'm not a professional racer after all.
Yeah. Well, you weren't wearing your racing brogues. It's very disappointing. Yeah.
Racing brogues.
Yeah. So normally I go racing in my brogues because I feel like they're slightly more aerodynamic.
It's a bit of a Ayrton Senna sort of influence, isn't it? It looks the part. We'll get you some nice long socks next time as well, so you can really
thanks.
Bring the age.
And some branded race suits as well next time.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, they said, we're here for fun. Come on, pull the other one. But still, it has been fun though, hasn't it? It's been a great feel-good vibe.
Yeah, I mean, great charity, great event. It's been an absolute blast. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Well, you can enjoy the podium celebrations with the others, and we look forward to having you next time. But cheers.
Thanks very much.
Nice.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Right then, so our first, third and second, strange order to do it in, finishers, and of course our fastest lap scorers as well, which has been great to speak to. But they're going to do the podium presentation very, very soon, and that's going to be it here from GamesAid 2024. Thank you very much everybody that's donated. We've got a fantastic goal that's been achieved up there and exceeded as well, over £1,306 and way beyond that too. Thank you everybody that's been commenting on the live stream as well and putting up with me and my silly malarkey out here on camera. I've really, really enjoyed it once more. Everybody's got a really good feel-good atmosphere going on down here. We're going to enjoy the podium presentation, but I believe that's going to be all that we've got time for here today at Whilton Mill. Thanks once again for watching here on Alpha Live. I've been Chaz Draycott, and I'll hopefully see you again very, very soon.